And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fisher versus Wolf. Step forward, please.
25-year-old Rayanne Fisher is suing her ex-boyfriend, Brandon Wolf, for writing a bad check on a shared bank account.
Miss Fisher, this young man used to be your boyfriend and you actually lived together. You made the mistake, because you didn't listen to Mother, of opening up a joint bank account with him while you were living together. And after you broke up, he wrote out a check. There was no money in the account, but there was evidently one of those privileges that allows you to write checks even though you don't have money in the account, and you were forced to pay the check because there was no money in the account. And you wanted to pay the money back, plus whatever fees were charged to you. Mr. Wolf has an interesting defense and an interesting counterclaim. First, let's discover when you broke up. Date.
The date was July 11th of 06.
And when did you write out this check?
I don't actually have the actual date of it.
But I'm sure you do.
Yes, I do. July 16th of 06.
After the bloom was off the rose, right? And at the time, Mr. Wolf, were you aware of the fact that there was no money in the account?
Yes, I was.
So tell me why you did that, sir. First tell me why you did it. Then tell me why you don't think you're responsible to pay her back the money for it. And then we'll get to your counterclaim.
Okay. I set up with the finance company to where it was a post-dated check.
For what?
For a down payment on my Jeep.
So you gave the finance company a post-dated check?
Yes.
And?
And I had plans on putting the money in the account within the 2 weeks of my next paycheck.
Yes.
By that time, she had already paid this off.
Well, they had to have deposited the check. What do you mean, Mr. Wolf? I want you to try to clear out the fuzzies in your brain. Now, if you had put the money in the account before they cashed the check, there would be no problem. She wouldn't have known anything, right? So you didn't put the money in the account.
No.
Or the finance company cashed the check before they were supposed to.
Correct.
Well, which one is it? I gave you two choices. They can't be both correct.
They actually cashed the check before the post date.
Well, so the bank probably shouldn't have done that, right?
Right.
But you had the money.
Right. It was a misunderstanding.
Fine. So why didn't you give Miss Fisher back the money? Since you had the money. Let me give it to you this way. You had the money. That's what you told me.
Right.
You were going to put it in the bank.
Correct.
Your finance company, for your truck, deposited the check early. That's what you're telling me.
Correct.
But you had the money. What's your first name?
Rayanne.
Say to Rayanne, I'm sorry, this was all a misunderstanding. I have the money. Honey, I want you to be whole. Why didn't you give her back the money?
Well, what happened is, on my Jeep, I ended up getting it repoed from me.
What month?
It was August, I think.
So we're talking about now in July. July, you had the money
right.
to pay the down payment, so why didn't you just give it to Rayanne, who paid the overdraft protection on the truck?
I never asked her to pay it.
Who cares? You had it. Why didn't you take care of it?
I didn't feel I had to.
Standing here today, do I change your mind, sir?
No.
Well, then you're an idiot. You the girlfriend?
The fiance.
Fiance. I think twice about making babies with him. Listen, your debt, your problem. You had the money.
Right.
I also don't believe that a finance company takes a post-dated check and allows you to take a car. That is a lot of who shot John. So, now that I've already determined that you owe her the money, how much money does he owe you?
$592.90.
$592.92. That's what you owe her. Now I am prepared, sir, to listen to your counterclaim.
What happened is I was in the hospital for a week, and one of my payments fell through on my Jeep.
Another payment fell through?
Yes.
Like an accident looking to happen.
They sent a tow truck to her house.
To whose house?
Rand's house.
Why would they think it's at her house?
Because it was registered under the address.
So the tow truck came to the house and said, where's the truck? Go ahead.
She brought the tow truck over to my sister's house, had it towed,
No. She didn't have anything towed.
Oh. She brought the tow truck over to my sister's house.
They said, where is this car?
Right.
And she said, it's not here. Maybe it's at his sister's house. I'll show you where that is. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So
correct.
What?
She sat in the parking lot also, took pictures, sent them to me on my phone, and also put them up on her MySpace page.
So what? So what?
I didn't feel that was right.
Maybe she would have felt more kindly if she wasn't out $600 for your truck while you're fooling around with your new fiancé. Do you understand? One
Yes,
good
ma'am.
turn deserves another. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $592.92. Thank you.
You may step out.
I didn't feel the counterclaim should have been dismissed, but the money that I owed, I can understand.
I am very happy I got the pleasure to come do this and take care of this matter before it went farther.
There was pictures of my Jeep being repoed.
I greatly enjoyed knowing that he screwed up once again.
All parties in the matter of Garcia Blanks versus Carey. Step forward.
Ronnie Garcia and Anthony Blanks are suing Anthony's cousin, Cassandra Carey, for a stolen car stereo and for the return of their pit bull, Coco.
This is your cousin, is that right?
Yes.
And your name is?
Anthony Blanks.
This is your wife?
My girlfriend.
Girlfriend. And you live together?
Yes.
And your cousin was living with you?
Yes.
Does your claim that she borrowed your car with your permission, and while she had your car, the stereo and amps and whatever was stolen out of the car, you believe she should be responsible for that?
Yes.
And also, when she left, without notice to you, she left and she took one of your dogs?
Yes.
Ms. Carey says that she took the car to school and the car was broken into and the stereo taken. It's really not her fault. It's a criminal matter. And that the dog was hers. Let's deal with the easy stuff first. Let's deal with the dog first. When was this dog purchased?
June of 06.
Who went to purchase the dog?
All three of us.
How many dogs were purchased?
2.
How many had you intended to purchase?
1.
Why did you purchase 2?
I couldn't decide which one I wanted.
Why do you think that Miss Carey would believe that the one that she took with her was her dog?
I have no idea.
Well, why don't you tell me?
June being right before my 21st birthday of 06, I fell in love with the dog the moment I saw her when we arrived at the home. And I wanted the dog. It was stated there at the woman's house that it would be an early birthday present, and I was to help with the other dog that we purchased along with the dogs that were already at the house prior to the purchase.
Mr. Blanks, was your niece living with you?
No, she was there off and on the weekend. Actually, for the day of her birthday, she was in Vegas or Reno. I don't remember. I can't recall which one.
You mean after August?
Yeah, she was back with her mother.
Where was the dog?
At my home, at mine and my girlfriend's home.
Okay. Were you living with your mother?
I was back and forth between the two, yes.
And when you went to your mother, where was the dog?
At their house.
When did you take the dog?
On March 27th.
You returned the dog within 5 days. Do you understand?
I'm not giving that dog
Oh,
back.
yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Listen, if I felt as if it was your dog, there's no question. That dog would be with you. But when you have a dog that's yours, it's with you 24/7. Not when you go back to your mother, you leave the dog with them, they take care of the dog, then you come back, then you go to your mother, and then you come back, and the dog stays with them. You don't do that. That's not fair to the dog. I don't care about you. You are irrelevant. The dog has a companion, and this was the dog's home. And just because you may have been moving and said, well, now I'm going to take my dog, the dog was living in a perfectly comfortable place for a year. You can't uproot an animal like that. Go buy yourself a new dog.
When I tried to take the dog, when I moved out initially the first time, I wasn't allowed to. And
Then sue them. Then what you do is go to court. You were over 21. Take them to court and say, you have my dog. I want to take my dog. But instead, you came back and forth and lived with them, and then you didn't live with them. You also borrowed their car, right? So you weren't angry with them. You have to return the dog to them. It's their dog. Go buy yourself another one. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm cutting an order, so they will come with a marshal to take the dog. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Good. You know where she lives?
No.
Oh, I'll find out. Where do you live?
I'm between residents right now.
Where's the dog? Don't look over there.
She's at my boyfriend's house.
Where is your boyfriend?
He's here.
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 Well, who's taking care of the dog now?
We paid someone to babysit her.
At the house.
Yes.
Perfect. What's his address? Now.
3700.
I don't hear you.
3700.
That's where the dog is. We'll cut an order. Take a marshal and go pick her up.
Thank you.
Next. Tell me about when the car got broken into. What was the date?
The car was broken into March 20th. The report was filed on March 21st.
Can I see the report?
This too, there's a supplement and an original.
Whose cell phone was taken?
Mine.
Was there an alarm system on this car?
Yes.
Had you turned the alarm on?
Yes.
And the car was locked?
No, the locks, when I was issued the vehicle from him, there was no seatbelts, nor did the locks on the doors work.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, did you pay for the use of the car?
Yes,
The 2
ma'am,
months
I
that you
did.
had the car, is that right?
She paid for,
February.
and she used it for a total of 3 months. The first time she used it, she took it to her boyfriend's house, and I told her I didn't want my vehicle there at his house because it was way out there in case something happened, like the breaking in issue. It would be a lot harder for us to deal with. I had to go basically steal my car back because she was in Reno again with him, drunk, and brought it back to my home. Her mother called me from Vegas, begging, pleading to let me just use it so that she could finish school, which I'd help her get into, to go to school and to work, which I'd help her get a job at. So after about an hour on the phone with my aunt, I finally agreed to let her use the car just to go to work and school.
Fine. Who do you think should be responsible for putting the car back in the same condition as when you took it?
Initially, when we sat down to make the agreement as far as me taking the car, he stated that if anything happened to the car, that's why there was insurance on the vehicle. So I would assume it would be the insurance. Being as it was in my possession, I do accept some form of liability as far as the belongings being taken.
Good. How much was the new stereo?
About 150.
Good. And the amp?
It's about 250, 300.
You have homeowner's insurance?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. File it with your homeowner's insurance. With regard to this is not her fault. She would pay for it unless you had homeowner's insurance, but you have homeowner's insurance, so put it through your homeowner's insurance. It covers the contents of your car. You know that. That's why you smiled before at me. But you go get your dog back. Now. Do you understand? Go buy yourself a new pet. I just saved you $200. That's all. Goodbye.
I just excuse me, step out.
There's not a whole lot I can say. It's a family dispute, so
And it shouldn't have been miscommunication. It was our home, not hers.
if a dog can come between family members,
She's not my family.
then that saying blood's thicker than water doesn't hold to be so true to me.
Mr. Yanis, it is your claim that the defendant, after a night of drinking, are you smiling for a reason?
Oh, no.
Good. damaged your car, attacked your
Yes.
car. You want him to pay for the damage. Mr. Pexy says that you actually attacked him and ran him over with your car. He was just protecting himself. So why don't you tell me your version of the events? First, when did it happen?
It happened in Settle Ranch on Saturday, the 13th of February. And what happened was when we were walking, after the club was closed at 2 o'clock, we were walking to the parking lot.
Who's we?
Me and my friend Scott.
So tell me what happened as you were leaving the club.
Okay, so when I was walking towards the car, Travis bumped into me. And when I said, like, you know...
Did you know him before?
No, I didn't know him. That was the first time I ever seen him. He bumped into me, and he just started, like, cussing at me, like, saying, you know, what the F, and this, what's your problem? And I was like, what? And, you know, I'm way bigger than Travis. I was like, man, get out of my face. So then he walked up to me even more aggressive towards me. So when he walked up towards me, I didn't want to hit him. So I grabbed him in the headlock, and I was holding him in the headlock. And then one of his friends were coming up to me, and I was like, you know, it was me by myself at the time because I didn't see my friends there. I was like, man, tell your friend to get back. So when I was
Are you
holding
thirsty already?
Sorry. When I was holding, I told his friend, get back. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to start nothing with you guys, get back. So that's when Scott showed up, my witness right here. He showed up, and he's like, come on, man, let's get out of here. So I pushed Travis towards his friend. And that's when the other guy, Andy, came, and he's like, come on, let's go. It's not worth it. So I was like, all right, let's get out of here. So I sat in the back seat. Scott sat on the side next to me, and then Andy was driving. Andy was the driver. And we were parked, like, you know, with the front end facing out of the parking. So when we tried to get out this way, his friend stood in front of the car. So what Andy did is he came back, and then he went that way to try to avoid him, to get away from him. But in the parking lot, you can only go down one way. You know how the on-ramp is at City Walk? So
Do I know? No, but I can sort of imagine. You were explaining it very well.
Okay, so we ended up going in a big circle to come out in the same downward on-ramp where he was still at because his car was like kind of by there. So he comes out, and I guess that's when Scott saw him when he came out, and he threw a crowbar at the car.
Just a second. Did you see him throw the crowbar?
No, I didn't see him.
Your last name, sir?
Lauby.
Mr. Lauby. You were sitting in the front passenger seat?
No, the back driver's seat.
Okay. Who was sitting in the front passenger seat?
David. I was sitting in the back, Your Honor.
Alone?
Yes. Andy was driving and David was shotgun in his car. Because I
So you
just
were
jumped
sitting
in the
in
back
front. You
and
don't
he got in the
remember that?
I
front.
don't remember that really.
Okay. Tell me what you saw.
So when we were coming down the off-ramp, I looked, and out the corner of my eye, I see something being thrown. So I looked, and then I just ducked because the window was right there, and a crowbar hit the back quarter panel of the car. And then that's when we just took off, and then we ended up getting pulled over.
Perfect. Sit down.
Thank you.
What's next?
Okay, so now when we're leaving City Walk and we get down by the metro station, which is across the street from City Walk, we get pulled over by a sheriff. He pulls us over. He takes us out of the car one by one. He starts asking us questions like, do we have weapons or anything like that? And I was like, no, you can search me. My car's clean. You know, he searches everything. What he does, he puts us in 3 separate cop cars. Then he takes me out of the cop car and makes me stand next to my car. And that's when a security vehicle came, I guess, with Travis to identify me, to point me out. So the sheriffs go and they ask us to go back to the substation and write a statement.
And you went back in police cars to write
police cars, car there. So when we're in the police station, I'm writing my statement. He says, okay, I'm going to believe you. And he lets me go. And Scott was still being asked questions. So I got to leave before him. And I was so worried about my car that I went before anybody else to go get my car. When I'm going down the hill and I see that someone's standing on top of my car, it's Travis. And I recognize him because I knew exactly what he looked like already, and I knew what he was wearing, and I knew what his car looked like. So when I start running towards my car, I see a better view, and he's standing on top of my car with a crowbar hitting the window, bashing the window in. And I go, hey, what are you doing? I start running toward the car. He jumps in the car, and while he's taking off, he says, that's what you get, you know, mother F. And he takes off.
I knew what you meant even before you said it.
So, all right. So, and that's how I knew it was him. So what I did is I jumped right back in the car, and I went straight back to the police station, and I filed the police report.
Do you have pictures of your car, sir?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
All the pictures right here. That was taken by the insurance.
Did you have the car fixed?
No, all I could afford was to fix the windows, so I just fixed some of the windows.
All right, Mr. Pexy, let me hear your version of the events, sir. What time had you arrived at the club?
Approximately 1:15, 1:30.
And where had you been prior to 1:15?
Where I live in Santa Clarita.
I don't hear you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Where I live in Santa Clarita.
You were at your house?
Well, I was picking up these
Listen to me. I have a question. And I don't want you to start thinking, machinating about the answer.
Okay.
You arrive at a club at 1:15 in the morning. My question is a simple one. Where had you been prior to 1:15 in the morning?
Picking up my significant other at the time.
Where had you been prior to picking up your significant other?
Getting ready to go out Saturday night.
At midnight?
At my house.
At midnight.
Yeah, it took the girls actually a really long time to decide where we were going to go.
Mr. Pexy.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe, sir, that you got to a club that was going to be closing, or you were going to leave in a half hour at 1:15, 1:30 in the morning when you were out in the parking lot at 2 o'clock. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
What?
The girls didn't take that long to get their hair done. Now, had you been at your house? Had you been at another club? Had you been out for dinner?
That's actually what I went there for, was to eat dinner.
And you ate dinner in a half hour?
Yeah, we were...
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
You went to the club and you ate dinner?
Yes, ma'am.
In a half hour?
Yes, ma'am. What? I didn't finish.
What? You didn't what? No, I mean, you get to the club, you got to look at a menu.
The club closes
You got to look at a menu. Then you have to order. Then somebody has to cook it. And all that took place in a half hour, and you were outside in the parking lot at 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to understand what you're saying to me, sir. So, what did you have for dinner, Mr. Pexy?
Bacon cheeseburger, fries with a side of ranch, and a Grey Goose cranberry with the lime.
And
that
you
I
had
actually
that,
spilled
and
all
you
over
got
my
there
dinner.
at 1:15 in the morning. How many people were you with?
Me, my girlfriend at the time, and my friend Justin and his girlfriend at the time.
So 4 of you.
But I was the only one that was eating.
You mean your other 3 friends were just watching you eat?
No, they went there to drink.
Not you.
I actually don't drink alcohol that much.
Well, that much. I'm glad you mentioned that much, sir, because according to you, you had ordered a Grey Goose and cranberry juice. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I do have relatively good hearing. Not perfect, but relatively good
Yes,
hearing.
ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. Pexy. You see where we're going, sir? It's not going to be easy. You're going to be glad you took that drink of water.
Judge Judy's fellow clubgoer, Travis Pexy, vandalized his car with a crowbar. Travis claims David threatened to shoot him.
Go ahead.
Well, so we got into Saddle Ranch, and I don't even know if this is relevant, but I don't like eating fast food, so I wanted to eat at a restaurant, a sit-down place, and there's not...
Maybe relevant to your mother, Mr. Pexy. It is irrelevant to me.
So that was one of the only places that was open that late to eat. So we went there to eat and grab a few drinks before heading home. Pretty much I ordered my food at the bar, at the back bar. That's why it didn't take that long, because it was at the bar. It wasn't like I sat down. Oh, sorry. I don't speak fast. I'm not a very...
Get used to it, sir. I have other things to do today.
Sorry.
This is not exactly the Scopes trial.
So I spilled my drink actually all over my dinner on the way to the table, so I actually didn't really get to eat most of it because it was soaked in my drink. And as I was finishing, they escorted us out of
what?
my meal. Well, what
I
was
thought you couldn't eat your meal because your drink spilled on it.
Well, I mean, I had drove all the way down there for food, so I just salvaged what I could, I guess.
I'm trying to salvage the rest of your case, sir. Could we move on, please?
So they kicked us out at 2, and we were walking to the car. It was raining a little bit, so I gave my sweater that I was wearing to one of the girls because they just had dresses on.
You mean they got all dressed up to go to a place for 45 minutes to watch you eat?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're very high maintenance. So.
Go ahead. No, you're high maintenance.
And
They're not high maintenance. If 3 people are watching one person eat, and they have spent an evening getting ready, because according to you, it takes them a long time to get ready.
Yes, ma'am.
And the entire evening was spent watching you eat a soaked hamburger. They're not high maintenance, sir. You are.
Well, I know I am.
Now let's move on, Mr. Pexy.
So we walked back to the car, which was parked on the opposite side of Saddle Ranch. And my car was backed into the spot that we were parked in. It was in a parking garage. And everyone was getting into the car, and I was the driver because I was sober, because I don't drink.
He drank cranberry.
But I guess you could say I did consume alcohol. So I was getting into my car, the door was open, and I was facing inward to put on the sweater because it was cold and raining. And
So you took it off the girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am, after everyone had gotten into the car.
Move on!
And then putting my sweater on, a person approached me, and, well, actually, like a car, a black BMW pulled up, because I was faced out, pulled up approximately like 2 spots up the garage for me. And I was standing, getting my sweater on, and somebody came and tapped me and was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I looked over my shoulder, and it was a person I had never seen before, and it was Mr. Giannis. And I replied to him like, excuse me, I do not know you. You know, what do you need to talk to me about? And he more aggressively than said, I need to talk to you right now. He might have cursed, but I don't really feel the need to use that language. And then as he did that, he kind of twirled me so that my back was to him and grabbed me with his left arm around my throat. And my friend in the car thought that he knew me and that he was just kind of like messing with me like, hey, yo, what's up, how you doing? But it actually turned out that he was trying to choke me out unconscious. And once he figured out that, oh, this guy's not messing with him, he's actually choking him, then my friend got out of the car. And at that time, I was trying to like get breath back into my lungs. Mr. Giannis yells at my friend, yo, this is a jack. I got a gun and I'm going to kill this fool if you come near me. And he reaches into his waistline. And I was just kind of like, oh my God, is he really going to shoot me? So I kind of reached back to where his hand was because he was still choking me. And I reached back and there wasn't anything there. And so I looked directly at my friend and I said, hey, he doesn't have a gun. And then he pulled his hand out of his waistline and put it to my head like this. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what? And then I went to spin out because he was still choking me. And as I went to spin out, he like grabbed my sweater and then the sweater got ripped off. And this is the sweater I was wearing. It's like all ripped. And as it ripped off, he grabbed me by 2 hands by my hair, which obviously isn't that hard to grab, and started to proceed to drag me towards the black BMW. And my friend, they got out of the car, grabbed my sweater.
Fine. All right, let's move on, please. I got it. I got your picture. What I don't understand, Mr. Pexy, is the following, sir. After this interchange happened between the two of you, irrespective of who I believe, there came a time when you were free and Mr. Giannis was in his car.
Yeah,
was in his car. And according to you, this brute who may or may not have had a gun, who assaulted you without provocation, was leaving. Now I want you to tell me, because I read your answer with some interest, what you did next.
After I yanked my head out of his hand.
Oh, your head's out of his hands, he's in his car, and he's moving away.
And like he said, it was in a parking structure, so he had to go down, make a left, and then another left, and come back by my car. And I ran and grabbed a crowbar from my car, and I was going to get his license plate number.
Okay, now that's what I want. That's what I want. So you ran to your car and got a crowbar.
Yes, ma'am.
In what hand were you holding it?
The right one.
And what were you doing with your left hand?
Running.
And you were doing this in order to get his license plate number?
Because he was...
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you say in your answer. Now, in what hand were you holding the pencil?
My cell phone, actually.
What hand were you holding the pencil in?
I didn't have a pencil.
And what hand were you holding a piece of paper in?
I have a, type.
See what you're doing with this? See? So what I want to know is, Mr. Pexy, how were you going to get his license plate number with a crowbar?
Well, that
running,
was actually just
running
to protect
with a crowbar.
myself. I actually ran just over to the alley and stopped running. And then as he proceeded to come towards me, and the car swerved at me and ran over my...
How were you going to get his license plate number, sir, which was your intention?
After he ran my foot over, I wrote his license plate down in my phone.
You have the phone with you?
Yeah.
Show me his license plate number in your phone.
I don't have it in here, but I could show you, things to write.
No. I want you to show me his license plate number that you wrote down in your phone.
I don't have it, actually.
Now, moving on from your taking the crowbar and smashing his car.
Yes, ma'am.
You did not, in fact, go to the hospital that day for your foot, did you?
No, the EMTs came.
My question is, you did not go to the hospital about your run-over foot.
Like in an ambulance?
Like in an anything.
Oh, no.
Like in a car. You didn't go to the hospital?
No, ma'am.
And he's driving a BMW.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy car to run over your foot.
Yeah, I've got strong bones.
Okay. Now, after he rode over your foot, I want you to tell me what you did to his car.
Well, I just hit it that one time as he ran over my foot, and then I went to fill out police reports and stuff.
Yeah, and so it's your statement that you never went back to his car with the crowbar that you retrieved.
Oh, I didn't. No.
And you don't know who did?
No.
Can I see your bill for fixing up your car?
Do you think I could do that to a car?
It's on there also.
Oh,
There's
fine,
a little
thank
tab
you.
on there.
Not only do I think you could, I know you did.
I weigh like 135 pounds.
That's why you don't use your body, sir. That's why you use the crowbar. If you were a little taller and a little heavier, you could have used your body. Could have kicked it. But instead, you got a crowbar to take down his license plate number. All right. What year BMW is this?
It's a 94.
It's a 1994. It's 13 years old. It's not worth $4,700.
That's the damages from what the insurance gave me because the car was considered a total loss, so they wouldn't pay anything for the car. I have to actually fix it myself.
Okay, so you fixed the car.
Yeah, basically.
You fixed the car.
So
how much did it cost you to fix the car, sir?
All I fixed was the windows so far.
And how much did it cost you to fix the windows?
It was about $1,100. I don't have a receipt on me for that one.
Okay. Mr. Yanis, I'm giving you $2,500 to cover the expenses that you incurred in putting in new windows and seeing the best you can do with regard to taking out the dents in the car, which I did see. Mr. Pexy,
Yes, ma'am.
you tell a very, very good story. Not a persuasive story.
Well, I have a police report.
But a very good story. You have a police report made by whom?
West Hollywood Sheriff's Department.
Based on what?
This person that's actually suing me was convicted of a battery, non-desirous of persons, private persons, arrest myself.
They didn't tell me anything about that.
If you'd like to see it, you could check it out.
You mean he was convicted of battery
Yes,
on
ma'am.
you?
Yeah. Oh.
Sir, it may be. You're not suing him for battery.
Oh, I know, but why would I?
You're not suing him for battery.
Why would I
He's
go
suing
after
you
him?
for vandalizing his car.
But why would I go after him if I could have had him arrested for battery? I was kidnapped almost, and
Oh, my God.
You're going to pay to fix his vandalized car, sir, which there is no question in my mind that you did. There is also no question in my mind that you precipitated this argument in the parking lot that day, not him. Because if you think that I believe this cockamamie story that you told me about getting to the club at 1:15 to have a hamburger while your three friends watched you after dressing for 2.5 hours to go out for an evening, I don't. Thank you very much.
All these excused when they step out.
well, I don't know, when someone comes up to you that you don't know and tells you that they're going to shoot you
If they would have had any proof or a police report on something like that, they would have not let me go.
and pull you into a car that you don't know in a city that you don't live in,
Someone that has a weapon, they're not just going to let them go.
I don't know. What would you define that as?
There was really no reason. No matter how much you argue with somebody or if you get in a fight,
This doesn't happen to other people.
there's no need to go into the extra mile and have to use a physical weapon.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ross versus Ross, step forward.
Shauna Ross is suing her cousin, 21-year-old Pauline Ross, for the value of a state-issued check. Shauna claims Pauline kept money that was intended for her.
Miss Ross, the defendant is your cousin. According to what I've read in your complaint, she had had some trouble with Child Protective Services. And there came a time that you agreed to watch her children in exchange for a state check for watching her children.
Yes.
You watched the children. She got the state checks, 2 of them, according to you.
Yes.
She cashed them both and did not give you any money. Miss Ross says that you only watched the children a little bit Her boyfriend watched them more than you did. So she kept the money, and she's got some countersuit about you calling Child Protective Services and making some false allegations about her after all this went down. What's your first name?
Pauline.
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline?
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
Who else told you that?
Everybody.
So add my voice to the rest of the pack. You have enough children, there are other things to do in your spare time. How old are your children?
They're 1.
You have to think about this?
No, 1, 2, and 3.
And who's the father of your 1-year-old?
Dion.
And who's the father of your 2-year-old?
I don't know.
And who's the father of your 3-year-old?
Dion.
And who's the father of this one that you're going to have now?
His name is Nick.
And how long have you been with Nick?
9 months.
Shh. Now, when your cousin was watching your children, who was your boyfriend then? Dion or Nick?
Nick.
When did your cousin watch your children?
She started April the 2nd when I started my job.
What kind of job did you have?
Waitressing.
Now, who filed the papers for your cousin to get this state check?
We both did.
And when you filed the papers, you said you were working, correct?
Right.
And you were receiving welfare.
Yes.
So they said, well, maybe they can cut some of this welfare money by giving you money to pay a babysitter to get you back in the job force, which
Yes.
will hopefully keep you out of the baby-producing business. How much did you receive in checks? Because the checks came to you, right?
Right.
How much was the first check?
The first one was $768.
And what did you do with that check?
I moved into my house.
So you used the money for yourself?
Right.
And how much was the second check?
$384.
And that was a babysitting check?
Yes, it was.
Well, Miss Ross, you don't get paid for babysitting for your own children.
No.
And Nick doesn't get paid for babysitting for your children because he hadn't filled out the papers.
Right.
So who do you think was entitled to that money?
Her, but not her, because she wasn't watching the kids. And then April 12th, I got laid off. They cut my hours due to complications of my pregnancy.
Yeah. So how many hours did you in fact work?
20 hours per week.
How many weeks did you work?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
No, 3 weeks full time. And then they took me off.
So were you telling me, what state do you come from?
Michigan.
The state of Michigan gave you $1,152 for 3 weeks worth of babysitting?
No, no.
Well, you got the 2 checks just for babysitting.
Right, ma'am, she was calling in hours that she wasn't watching the kids.
Just a second. I understand that, but you have to sign off on it. Miss Ross, Pauline,
yes.
You have to sign off on it. This is yet just another scam. If you don't think that I understand that this was just another scam, I do.
have the paper saying that I called and said my hours were reduced. It's right here from the caseworker.
Somebody had to sign off before you got the check because the forms, she fills out the hours, but you have to sign off on it that she did in fact work those hours. Isn't that the way it works in Michigan?
Yes.
Of course. Works that way all over. Otherwise, any babysitter could file and say, I worked 20 hours this week, unless the other person for whom she is allegedly working signs off on it. So if you people don't think that I understand that this is just another scam on the state, you're wrong. I got it. You worked 3 weeks and got checks for $1,152. You know what I'm doing with this case? I'm sending a tape of it to the state of Michigan so they can come after you and take the money out of your welfare money. This was a good scam that the two of you cousins cooked up together.
No.
Because there is no way that I believe.
I didn't say I got paid for 3 weeks. I was working full time for 3 weeks. I called the caseworker. Here's the paper, the document showing when I called to say that my hours were reduced to 20 hours per week. So therefore, she supposed to have cut down the maximum hours which she supposed to call in.
Miss Ross, you are not entitled to keep that check.
I know that.
Just a second. So why did you keep it?
Because she wasn't babysitting the whole time.
I don't get it. Why don't you just send the money back to them? You don't move into your apartment with it, madam. You don't take care of your expenses with it. That's not what the money is for. That's what welfare is for. That's what Dion is for.
Well, Dion don't help.
Well, that's your problem. That's not Michigan's problem. You can't keep this money. You get welfare. The fact that you don't like how much you get doesn't mean that you can scam the state out of another $1,100.
I didn't scam. I paid the person that was watching the kids.
Yeah, show me.
Me and Nicholas.
Show me. I want to see the person who was watching the kids.
Me and Nicholas spent the money together for it, and I paid Lakeisha.
Listen to me. Lakeisha wasn't authorized by the state to watch your children. Neither was Nick. And you don't get paid for watching your own children. Madam, if you think that I'm going to give you $1,152, you are out of your mind. What the state should do is, and I'm going to send them a copy of the tape, is go against her welfare checks to redeem $1,152. And then let them decide where the $1,152 is going to go. That's what the state of Michigan ought to do. So they have to get the money back, and then they're going to give it to you. Thank you very much. That's all. Goodbye. Excuse me. Counterclaim?
Why did I excuse you? They step out.
She came to me crying, and that she my cousin, I did her a favor. She used me, that's all.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gravenstein, Irwin versus Lewis. Step forward, please.
26-year-old Vanessa Gravenstein and 25-year-old Karina Irwin are suing their former friend, Brian Lewis, for embezzling money from an art collective.
Ms. Gravenstein, according to the complaint that I've read, you and the co-plaintiff met the defendant. You were interested in starting something called an art collective. And I assume what that means is a place where young people can show off their art. Is that right?
And also produce their art and be inspired by each other.
And what you did was you and the co-plaintiff were involved in setting up events to raise money to create this art collective. And the two of you worked together along with Mr. Lewis. You raised over $4,700 at these various events, something that Mr. Lewis does not deny. And you put it in the bank. And Mr. Lewis took the money and spent it. Mr. Lewis's defense is that it was always intended to be his money. That's your defense.
Essentially.
Well, Mr. Lewis, I want you to explain that to me, sir.
9 months ago, I was starting a venue to have
Starting a
venue space for concerts, art showings, and so forth. And over the course of that 9 months, I looked for a location to house that.
I thought you said 9 months ago you had a venue space.
No, 9 months ago we did not.
9 months ago, then you had nothing. You had an idea.
We had an idea.
Keep going.
And over those 9 months, I started a business called...
What was the business?
The business name was Is Village, and it was filed by the Secretary of the State of Oregon.
So now you had an idea that you gave a name to, and you filed a registration of the name. So far you have an idea and a name, and nothing else. Keep going.
I basically looked for individuals to help me create this venue space that was supposed to be owned by myself, and met with friends and other individuals, and they aided me in organizing different events.
Who aided you?
These two individuals and a rotating group of individuals that came in, came out.
Keep going.
We held events, generated money, and because the business belonged to me, it was put in my personal bank account and was my...
Why was it put in your personal bank account?
Because the business was mine, I started the group, the money was essentially mine from the get-go.
No, that's not true. You're an embezzler. Absolutely. You brought a group of people together in order to... that you had, and that you inspired others to act upon in order to do this Is Village. That's why they went to work for you, and that's why, according to you, the other people who you spoke to became involved in creating the events that brought in money, which would ultimately provide you with a venue. Now, what did you spend the money on, Mr. Lewis?
When I was no longer satisfied with the direction of the business that I started, I followed up on interests, business interests, friends of mine, a limousine.
So you spent the money on yourself?
I wouldn't say that, but...
Well, I would. They weren't investing in a limousine. That's not why they worked to create this, so that you could invest in a limousine? Outrageous. You're outrageous. I'm surprised you didn't notify the police. Did you?
We notified you instead.
Well, his conduct is outrageous, and you should have notified the police. He's an embezzler. And I wouldn't go into a business with you, Mr. Lewis. What you did is outrageous. The only problem is you're not entitled to this money. I mean, my problem is people supported you and gave money and contributed because they were looking forward to some place where they could show their wares. If I gave you this money and you used it on yourself, you're no better than he is.
Exactly. So we feel like we've learned from this situation, and we're going to get a new business and a new business name.
I want to see how much money you collected and how much you put in his bank. You have the records?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it, please. Ever been arrested, Mr. Lewis?
No, ma'am.
How old are you?
21.
Better go back to business school.
Definitely considering it.
I want to see where the money went in.
The deposits are highlighted and circled, and then we wrote next to it which benefits that money came from.
Oh, that's fine. As soon as you get me the bank records. Not these. The bank records. Do you understand? You mean you can't get them because they're in his name? I will sign an order for the bank to turn those over to you, unless he does. You prepared to turn those over?
More than happy to do it.
Fine. As soon as we get those, and you have a venue with a signed lease, the check will be made payable to that venue. Do you understand? That comports with the reason that not only you, but other people became involved in this vision. Is that reasonable?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Grow up, sir. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in jail. That's all.
Excuse me. Step out.
He told us that he had invested all of the money in an Italian drug trade.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Who then fled to Thailand.
It's very ridiculous.
And then he was forced into the sex industry.
I was honest with them throughout the entire ordeal.
I didn't even know what to believe at that point.
And have a seat, please.
Mr. Ricotta, it is your claim that you gave Mr. Leash $4,500 so that he could go out and scout around and find a car for your daughter for her birthday.
Yes.
Mr. Leach acknowledges that you gave him $4,500, but he says it was the return of a loan. This was your boyfriend for a period of time?
For 3 years.
So, Mr. Leach, I'm going to start with you, sir. When did you make Mr. Ricotta a loan?
The exact date was July of 2006.
And what was the loan for, sir?
Unforeseen expenses, household expenses, and also she had a very tight budget in terms of purchasing this car. So I was helping out with that.
Purchasing which car?
car she was looking for her daughter for.
Tell me how these loans came about, Mr. Leach. What do you mean, sir? Am I saying something confusing to you? Is English your primary language?
Yes, it is. Actually, I just had to think for a moment because
you didn't expect me to start with you. That's why you had to think for a moment, because you didn't expect me to start with you. Well, your defense is that the money she gave you was a return of a loan. So, tell me about the loan.
Okay. She was telling me she was struggling in terms of meeting expenses, household expenses, and also at the same time in terms of what she was trying to do in purchasing this car. It was a lot of expenses that came up, so it was very difficult for her in order to meet those expenses.
How did you come up with a figure, Mr. Leach?
I'm sorry, excuse me? Yeah. How did she come up?
How did you come up with a figure about how much money you were going to loan her?
Because it was about how much it would cost to buy a car. I figured how much, from what I knew about, though it was going to be very difficult to find a car for that amount of money, but, we're going to try to see.
So you gave her the money to buy this car that she wanted to buy for her daughter. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, correct.
That's not what you say in your answer, but let's say you sort of forgot what you wrote in your answer. So you lent her the money to buy this car, and you were supposed to look for the car because that's your sort of strong suit, because you buy cars at auctions.
I have a friend who owns a dealership, and I thought that we could help her find a car through him.
So then why would you give her the money to give the money back to you?
It was her car. She would have to write the check for the car. She'd be purchasing
Not necessarily, sir. You could have written the check out of your account. How did you know it was going to be $4,000?
I didn't. It was an estimate how much it was going to cost.
Show me the proof. Show me the proof. I'm trying to see your proof. Show me a bank statement, sir.
I don't have a bank statement with me. I have a canceled check showing the amount of money withdrawn.
Where's your bank statement showing that this money came out of your account?
I don't. It's a copy of the canceled check, the front and the back.
Show me the bank statement. You were supposed to bring bank statements, sir.
Sorry, I don't have a bank statement with me.
That's too bad. You have a bank statement to show me?
Yes.
Put that back to him, please. Thank you very much.
This transaction, which she's speaking of, in May of 2006, because he does have an auction, and I'm a single mother, and he knew I was struggling. He did not want me to take a part-time job, so he offered to help me with my finances, that we go in on a car together at auction, and we did. I put $4,000 in, he put $2,000. He went to auction, he sold the car, and for me loaning him the money, I made a $200 profit, which was good for me, worked for him, and I do have all the statements for that transaction. The canceled checks he's showing you is the payment of the $4,000 I originally gave him in May. So that was a totally separate transaction. And I do have bank statements showing it came out of my account.
Show me the money that you gave him.
Okay.
I'm talking about the money for your daughter's car.
Oh, okay.
As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Leach has been totally unsuccessful in persuading me that he made a loan to you.
Okay, that's what you have right there is for the transaction in October. And you can see there's a cancel money order that went into his bank account the day after I took it out of my bank.
That was in October.
Correct.
Does this look familiar to you, sir? This is a bank statement.
I know what a bank statement looks like. Let me ask you, can I ask you a question?
Can you ask me a question?
Yes, can I?
I don't know answers. All I know is proof. I know what proof is.
Okay,
Proof
a canceled check is not enough evidence to support.
Sir, anybody can prepare a copy of a canceled check.
Okay, what about the checks I wrote to her with?
Show me the checks.
You have copies of with her endorsement.
These are copies, sir. I'm looking for a bank statement showing me that money actually came out of an account.
Can you ask her if she?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think you're a hustler. She gave you this for $4,500. Money went into your account, $4,500. What did you do with
Before
the money?
that money came out of my account, and I think she will admit that I wrote those checks to her. She endorsed it.
Yeah, she just explained to me that there was some sort of an arrangement with a second car. Did you buy another car at auction?
Yeah, there's another and she's made that claim before, and I actually have evidence to support otherwise that's not true what she's telling you.
Show me.
Okay.
Well, here I have something, Mr. Ricotta, in June of 2006, made out to cash. It says for Rosie. Who endorsed this?
I did. It's written on this.
So you cashed it, you endorsed it, and you wrote on for Rosie.
No, I wrote on Rosie, and then I endorsed it afterward.
And what did you do with the money?
I gave the money to her.
Did he give you money in June?
No. In fact, I have a bank account statement of the first transaction that I took out $4,000 in May, and that he paid me back the $4,000 with those checks that you see a copy of.
Okay. So you gave him the $4,500 when?
October 4th, 2006. My daughter
coming up to an anniversary. Would you mind telling me what took you so long?
I originally started suing him in December. At the end of December, I took him to a small claims court.
And what happened?
He did not show up. He claimed he did not receive the notice. So he obtained an attorney. He had the attorney file to set a new court date. So that was successful, and that's what led us to here.
Judge Judy Roselle Ricotta says ex-boyfriend Jim Leach owes for a loan to buy a car.
Mr. Ricotta, I'm satisfied that you gave him $4,500. I am now also satisfied that you vigorously pursued the return of your $4,500 2 months after you gave him the $4,500. He took your money and didn't purchase this car. Is there any reason? Did you break up with him shortly afterwards?
Yes, he felt the day that he came to my house, which was December 1st, 2 days before my daughter's birthday, because I did want it for my daughter's 16th birthday. And even though we had broken up earlier in August, we still remained friendly and we'd see each other now and then. I felt that he felt we were still going to stay together. And on
Come on, get to it. December 1st, he was at your house, and?
December 1st, he came to my house. I said, since you don't have the car in time for my daughter's birthday, I would like the money back. And I asked him if he still had the money. And he basically in turn said I called him a liar and a thief, and he felt disrespected, and he was hurt. He was hurt because that ended the relationship at that point. Was the last time.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, because that's not what happened actually at that time. That night in question, actually, she accused me of stealing money, which I had not done. She was under the influence of prescription, non-prescription medication, and she had a lot of issues, depression, and she was taking it out on me. I mean, I can add a lot more insight, but it's a personal issues that that.
I don't have to go into personal issues. All I have to know is, in my own gut, is whether or not I believe, based upon the proof that's been shown to me today, whether or not she gave you $4,500 to go and look for a car for her daughter, and whether or not, because the relationship was over, you failed to return the $4,500. She has proof that you took $4,500 out of her bank. She has proof that that $4,500 found its way within a couple of days to your bank. You say it was the return of a loan. I am not satisfied that there was any loan that you made to her, because you gave me some convoluted story that, quite frankly, even you couldn't follow if you were sitting here. So I am satisfied that you did, in fact, take this money in the quest to buy this young lady a car, and you didn't return it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I wish the verdict would have gone the other way. It would have sent a strong message to her that we're talking about denial and untruthfulness.
I'd worked long and hard for that money to save for my daughter, and here was the moment, and I couldn't do for her what I wanted to do.
It's not hard for me to believe that he would go out of his way just to be a pain in the butt.
I'm not the type to have bitter feelings. I wish him the best, and
now, next case.
All parties in the matter of Kruger versus Perks. Step forward.
Carolyn Kruger is suing her brother, Kevin Perks, for his share of their mother's funeral. Carolyn says Kevin is the only sibling who refuses to pay.
Miss Kruger, Mr. Perks is your brother?
Yes, he is.
And your claim is that he is responsible for a portion of your mother's funeral expenses?
That's correct.
Mr. Perks says he is not responsible for any portion of your mother's funeral expenses. When did your mother pass away?
April 22nd, 2007.
And it is my understanding that her primary asset was a life insurance policy. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did she have any other assets other than this life insurance policy?
She had a few $100s in a bank account that I used to pay for the nursing home.
Other than the life insurance policy, did she have a home? Did she have a car?
No.
Did she have bonds? Anything else?
No.
Life insurance policy?
Yes.
And how much was the life insurance policy?
I don't know the total amount. We each got a portion of it. It was $2,082.74 a piece times 8. So a little over $17,000.
And she had been paying on this life insurance policy. I assume it was from work? Or?
Correct. It came out of her pension.
So it was a pension?
Right.
And it is also my understanding from your complaint that there was no named beneficiary on the policy?
That's correct.
So far, are we correct on that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So only asset is a $17,000 life insurance policy, correct?
Yes.
You have 7 siblings?
That's correct.
Correct. Your mother did not have a will?
No, she did not.
So you decided, I assume, that you had been taking care of her business?
Correct.
You didn't object to that?
I didn't object. I didn't know I was objecting to because she never consulted me on anything.
Don't give me a lot of baloney.
Carolyn Kruger says her brother, Kevin Perks, refuses to pay his share of their mother's funeral. Kevin says he shouldn't have to.
Now, when you went to visit her, did you take charge of her medical care, of overseeing her stay in the nursing home? Did you take care of her other business, or did you just go and visit her?
I just went and visited her.
So you knew somebody had to be taking care of that?
That's correct.
And who did you think was taking care of that business?
Carolyn.
There we go. And you didn't object to that?
No, I did not.
Perfect. Now, you did receive a portion, did you not?
That's correct.
How much did you receive?
$2,076 and some change. I don't know the exact amount.
When your mother passed away in April of 2007, did she pass away in the same town where you live?
Yes.
Did you go to the funeral?
Yes.
Did you put on a suit?
Yes.
You married?
Fiance.
Did your fiance go with you?
Yes, she did.
Do you have children?
Yes, we do.
Did you bring your children to the funeral?
Yes.
So they went to their grandmother's funeral?
Yes.
Were there flowers at the funeral?
Yes.
Was there a grave site that you went to?
Yes.
Did you ever stop to say to yourself, who's paying for this? Mr. Perks,
no.
Did you ever stop to say to yourself, who's paying for this?
Yes.
Did you think the burial fairy was paying for it?
No.
No. So you knew that somebody had to be paying for it?
That's correct.
And who did you think? Put your hand down. Who'd you think that was?
The life insurance policy.
Right. Look how smart you are. You thought that her life insurance policy was paying for it, right?
That's correct.
Put your hand down. It did. All your brothers and sisters kicked in from the life insurance policy to pay for the funeral, except you. That's what the case is all about. Now, Your sister could very easily have said, I am going to take all the proceeds of this life insurance policy, and I'm going to pay the $6,000 for Mom's funeral, and whatever is left over, I'm going to give it to my brothers and sisters. Right?
That's correct.
Well, that's what you thought happened. Instead, your sister decided to do what she considered the right thing, which was name each of you as a beneficiary on the life insurance policy. You all got your money, and everybody divided the $6,000 or whatever it was for the funeral and sent her a check for their portion. Go!
Well, Your Honor, the life insurance policy, normally most life insurance policy, they have a provision, or the funeral home has an agreement where you can have a form filled out to have the life insurance policy paid for it, the funeral expense itself. She never told me about this expense whatsoever. A week after I got the check, I never heard anything from her, never agreed to it, never paid anything. She didn't consult me about it, nothing.
So? And your point would be?
I should have consulted further on...
I'm consulting you right now. I'm consulting you. Who's supposed to pay for your mother's funeral? Not you. You have no legal obligation to pay for your mother's funeral. None. But you have no right to accept full proceeds of a life insurance policy, which by law is supposed to pay for her funeral expenses before it's dispersed to any beneficiary. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. So it was done a little bit backwards. Instead of taking the money out and then put your hand down. Does it sound like you're losing?
No, I'm sorry.
So instead of taking the $6,000 out and paying for the policy and then distributing it to you, she distributed it to the siblings and then says, okay, brothers and sisters, now send me a check. It's the same thing. Do you understand?
Yes.
You don't have to be consulted about that, sir. This one wants to say something. I'm just dying to hear what she has to say. Dying to hear what she has to say.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but during the funeral and everything that was at the funeral, as far as the casket, the flowers, anything, Kevin was not allowed or invited to pick any of that stuff out.
Was he invited to pick out who the nurses were going to be at his mother?
Your Honor.
Pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Was he consulted, and did he make himself responsible for his mother's care in the nursing home where she was?
He had no choice.
Of course he had a choice. Did he have a choice to pick you?
Yes.
Then he had a choice to pick where his mother went and who took care of her and participating in her care. He chose not to do that. Just as he chose, madam, listen to me very carefully. He chose to take the responsibility for picking out a casket, for picking out flowers. It was not as if he wasn't invited to the funeral. He went with you and his children. He just made himself dumb, which I have a feeling isn't much of a stretch. You owe your sister your share of your mother's funeral. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. How much was it?
$750.
Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Your
Oh,
Honor.
you're excused. You may step out.
Nobody asked, did they want to come help me plan a funeral?
My sister wanted this for herself.
He thinks that I was controlling.
Wanted to take over everything.
Somebody had to take care of her.
Nothing was consulted. No, we weren't consulted on anything.
Nobody offered to come with me.
I hope everybody gets along.
Just do what's right.
That's a family. Please get along. Please listen to everybody.
Do what you should do for the people you care about.
Don't fight about it. It's not worth it.
And like he said, don't fight.
It's not worth the heartache and the misery of, brothers and sisters fighting over, piddly stuff.
It's a stupid fight.
That really doesn't matter.
Mr. Cervantes, these people used to be friends of yours. According to your complaint, you sold them a car, and they were paying off the amount that you had loaned on the car every month. And you were letting her drive it because he didn't have a license, right? He didn't have a license.
Yes.
How many months did they make the car payment?
3.
From when to when?
August, September, October.
And what amounts were the car payments?
$262.43.
Now, to whom did they make those payments?
They gave me the money and I paid the payments.
To the car company, the loan company?
Yeah.
How many months did you make payments on the car?
Years. I was paying years. It was almost paid off.
Okay. And when you sold them the car, how much was left on the loan?
I don't recall the loan at all. I think it was $7,000 that they paid off when it was totaled. I don't know what the loan itself was.
You said that the car was practically paid off when you sold it to them.
To me, that's less than a year's payment to be paid off.
Not at $262 a month. If the payout was $7,000, you're not really good in math.
No, I'm not.
Did they also pay for part of the insurance?
They paid the portion of the insurance.
How much?
It was $3.
How much did you pay a month towards the insurance?
$150.
Okay. And your agreement was once all the payments were made, the car was going to be theirs. Is that right?
No. There was supposed to be a down payment of $1,500 to $2,000 at the beginning before he even took the car. He couldn't make that, and she was pregnant, and I said, go ahead and take it. When he got income tax, there was to be a down payment.
I don't want to hear down payment anymore, madam. You didn't loan them the car, and you didn't lease them the car. They were going to purchase the car from you.
The difference is they didn't put a down payment like I put a down payment.
Sometimes you don't have to put any down payment. Are you following what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
Perfect. So this is your claim. Your claim is that he totaled the car, right?
Correct.
And you had no driver's license.
Correct.
Why were you driving without a driver's license?
I went to the store to get the baby formula.
That's,
Yeah, I know.
Or a little one. Send her to the store to get the baby formula.
She was at work.
She had no business going to work if the baby didn't have formula. There's only one person that drives, and I guarantee you've driven that car other than to get the baby formula. How did you get to work that day?
Actually, I was pregnant at the time of when the accident happened, so I wasn't even working.
So how much of a liar is he that you're married to? He's the one who said you were working, he had to go to the store to get the baby formula. This baby born yet?
No, she used to babysit, Your Honor. I'm sorry. She's at home babysitting.
So I said, let her go to the store. In any event, you totaled the car.
I was rear-ended. The car was...
You totaled the car. But for the fact that you were driving it without a license, you wouldn't have been in an accident.
Correct.
Now, you got an insurance check in the amount of $4,000, is that right?
Yes.
And how much was the payout on the car?
They had to pay, it was a total of $7,000.
How much did you pay?
Total amount? I don't know the total amount.
Well, how much are they coming after you for?
They're not coming me after, it's paid for.
By whom?
Progressive.
By insurance?
My insurance covered it. They gave me 4 and the rest was paid off for the car.
What did they give you 4 for?
The amount of the car, I guess.
So they paid out a total of $11,000 on the car? 7 to pay off the loan and 4 to you?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, nice. So this was a really good accident for you. Now, what happened is, according to you, they came to you sometime after the accident and asked to borrow $1,000. Gave them $1,000. Then you went to collect the $1,000, and they said, you gave us this $1,000 after you got this insurance check, this windfall. We were paying for the insurance on the car, right? The check should have been ours because, you know, we had possession of the car. And you kept the check, so you gave us this $1,000 so we could go put down a down payment on another car. So then you went over to their house to get back this $1,000. And it is your claim that while you were there, things got physical and he grabbed you by the arm and he pushed you. So you're suing him for the $1,000 and for the push. And the defendants say that they're counterclaiming because they want that insurance check.
Your Honor, at no point in time did I push her. I actually have a police statement.
I want to look at it.
Okay.
First of all, Ms. Cervantes.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense that they would borrow $1,000 from you at all.
They borrowed $1,000. I have the canceled check.
Oh, I know that you gave them $1,000. I said that they didn't borrow $1,000
It's
from
written
you.
a loan.
I don't care when you wrote the word loan. You're slick. I don't care when you wrote the word loan on the check when you got it back. There is no question in my mind that you owe them an obligation, considering the fact that you had made a deal on this car, to at least share the proceeds with them partially. After all, you had been paying on this car for years. They had only been paying on the car for 3 months. So it seems to me $1,000 would be perfectly reasonable for them to expect you to let them have as part of the financial input they had in securing this $4,000 insurance check for you, because they paid half the insurance and they were paying the monthly car payments. That doesn't excuse the fact that he was driving without a license. So I don't believe that there was a loan, period, because it doesn't make sense.
They made payment on it.
They did make payment on a loan. Let me see where they made payment on a loan.
I have text messages here.
It says what?
That they made a payment on the loan. He brought the $100
Show me.
payment.
I'm not going to believe him either. Show me the text message where they say that they either made or will make a $100 payment on this loan.
There's 8 messages here, but here's the one for $100.
That's all I want to see. Why would you say to her, we'll give you like $100? I hope you understand.
We were helping her out because her husband, or her boyfriend, I'm sorry, had left her. And we were also helping by taking care of him. He was living with us as well.
Yeah, because he got him kicked out.
Don't speak.
And she was in financial need, so we were just helping her out with money.
I hope you understand it's not helping me out. That's helping you out.
In any event, if they weren't smart enough to get $1,000 from you, they should have been, because you owe them $1,000. No question. You made a sale of this car. It was not a lease. However, the title had not passed yet because they had not fulfilled their end of the obligation.
Right.
So actually, if you had been out any money, certainly you would have been entitled to this entire amount. But you got a windfall. You sold them the car for $5,000.
I didn't sell them the car for $4,000. They were supposed to put a down payment.
I'm not interested in your down payment story anymore. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Judge Judy Vanessa Cervantes says former friends Rick and Christina Porras owe for an unpaid loan. The couple is countersuing for the amount of an insurance claim.
All right, now you want to tell me why you went over to their house?
I went over there to get payment because they said, Christina said Rick will have a payment. And I kept calling Rick and he wouldn't answer, so I went over there to get my payment.
But you had already gotten a $4,000 check.
This was a loan he was paying. He already made $100 on.
Give this back to her and get it. I'm interested, Ms. Cervantes. I read your complaint very carefully, and you said that when you went over there to collect this payment, and they weren't forthcoming with the payment. Let me see what you... He left the door open as he walked away to go back to sleep. I went to his house and told him I was going to sit there until I got my money. I then started grabbing some of their DVDs, threatening to pawn them. That's what you say right here.
Right, for payment.
You're not allowed to do that. That's burglary. That's burglary. He has an absolute right to grab you and throw you out of his house. You're trashing his house.
I didn't trash his house.
Yeah, you did.
He trashed his own house.
Yeah. I grabbed some of their DVDs, threatening to pawn them. We exchanged words, and when I called his wife, he grabbed me by the arms and threw me to the floor.
That's incorrect, Your Honor, and I have the police statement.
I'd like to
what
see
happened.
the statement, please.
It's also a statement from him. He also was there at the time, and he stated at no point in time did I put my hands on her or did I throw her down.
What property did you tell the police he had of yours? That's what you told the police, property, not money, not a loan. Said he had property.
I didn't say property.
Well, that's what so the police are lying. Twice it says it.
There was no report made.
Yeah, it's right here. Boris called the police, and when I arrived, Cervantes was standing outside in the driveway in front of the residence. When I talked to Cervantes, she stated that Porras had some property of hers and that she had come over to claim it. I asked her if she forced her way into the house, and she said no. She had been invited inside. Mr. Porras stated that Cervantes had gone upstairs into the front room and pulled their DVD player off the shelf. Mr. Porras said that Cervantes then stepped on their DVD player as it laid on the floor. Mr. Porras stated that after Cervantes had stepped on their DVD player, he pushed her out the front door and closed it to protect the rest of his property. Okay. He had no right to be there.
I was getting my payment.
You had no right to be there. You burglarized his house.
I didn't burglarize anything.
Yes, you did. You went into his house, and once you got into his house, you started trashing his property. That's burglary. He had no right to be there. He had every right to throw you out, and he did. So you don't get paid for that. You also don't get paid $1,000, which, as far as I'm concerned, was a windfall for you. You got 4. You gave them 1. Now, as far as you're concerned, you did not fulfill, uncross your arms, you did not fulfill your end of the contract that you had with her, which was that you were going to finish paying for the car, and then it was going to be yours, right?
Correct, because it was total.
She was like a loan company. Once you finished paying off the loan on the car, you were going to get title to it. Right. But you didn't have title to the car yet because you hadn't fulfilled your total obligation. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you don't get the rest of the $3,000.
We weren't countersuing for the car payment. We were countersuing for defamation of character and property damage.
There's no property damage.
Just a second. I'm going to read you. You know, you've got to be very careful about what you write. This is your answer. I'm going to read it to you. We are countersuing in the amount of $3,000 for money that belongs to us. We made a deal with Vanessa that we were purchasing the Dodge from her. We made all of our payments and paid the insurance. Yet when Rick got into an accident that was not his fault, Vanessa kept the majority of the money. We paid for the car and the insurance and feel we are entitled to all the money from the insurance company. She only gave us $1,000. We want the remaining $3,000. That's all you wrote.
I'm sorry, I had a countersue. I left it.
That's the countersuit that you wrote. That's what you signed. That's what your wife signed. That's what you're not going to get. You got $1,000. What happened was, you drove around this car for 3 months, and it didn't cost you anything because you got back what you put into it, right?
Correct.
Plus, don't drive around in a car without a license. Do you have a license now?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because I owe Department of Transportation money that I haven't been able to completely pay off.
Do you have a car now?
I don't know, ma'am.
Don't let him mess up your record.
I carpool.
Don't let him mess up your record. Do you understand?
Yes.
You look like a very nice, very quiet lady. Goodbye. You too.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt that it was a loan.
No, it was money given to us.
Can we borrow the money? And I said, yeah, it's a loan.
Because we were making car payments and the insurance payment.
They're just liars.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Grunwald versus Stone. Step forward.
21-year-old Jennifer Grunwald and her mother, Deborah, are suing Jennifer's former live-in boyfriend, Ryan Thone, for an unpaid loan to get back on his feet and for stealing software from her computer.
Miss Grunwald, this used to be your boyfriend, and according to the complaint that I read, that is both yours and your mother's, you lived with him for a period of time. When was that?
He moved in May of 2005, and then he moved all his stuff out by the mid-January of 2006.
Moved out all of his stuff from an apartment that you shared together?
That is correct.
Now, according to this complaint, you took out a loan for him.
That is correct.
And you claim that he hasn't repaid the full amount of the loan, and your mother is here because she says that the two of you paid off that loan together after you broke up. You also claim that he took some software that didn't belong to him when he left.
That is correct.
I don't know what you're angry about that brings you to court 2 years later, but I'm sure you're going to tell me. When did you take out the loan?
I took out the loan in May of 2005.
What was it for?
To pay off the rest of the loan for his car that he was unable to pay off.
What was your car payment, sir?
It was $164 a month. I sold my...
How many cars did the two of you have when you lived together?
One.
Were you both using your car?
We were using her car.
So, when you say you had one car, this car payment was for whose car?
My old car. I sold it before I moved in with her.
Why did you do that?
Because I wouldn't have been able to make payments on my insurance and the car and pay for half of the rent with her.
So you sold that car, but you still had a payoff on the loan?
Yes.
What was the amount of the loan that she co-signed for?
I don't know what the amount was because she took it to pay off credit cards.
That, Your Honor, is a lie.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's see what the...
Well, this is strictly for the car payment.
Let me see. Let me see.
That is the exact amount that I had taken out on the loan.
Okay, let's see. $1,000. Is that right?
And then there was some interest on it, too. The total was $1,081.56.
How was that correct when I paid off my bank like $980?
The amount she received was $1,000. And how much was the amount you paid off? $986?
Yes.
Well, then maybe she took out $14 and paid her own bills.
That's fine.
Now, you then stayed together 8 months after this loan was taken out.
Yes.
Mr. Thone says that he made payments of $90, which is what he was required to do, every month for 9 months. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes.
Who did you give the money to?
Her.
Your Honor, that's
How?
a lie.
Shh. Did you have a joint checking account?
No, we did not.
Were you working?
Yes, I was.
All the time?
Yes, I was.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
If you say it again, I'm going to dismiss your case and you're going to leave. Do you understand?
I understand.
How much was the rent?
Rent was $292.50 a month.
And you paid half?
Yes, I did.
Who did you pay the money to?
Paid it to Jen, or else I'd write out the check to her landlord.
Okay, so May, first payment is due.
June was the very first payment. June 2005 on the 15th was the first payment that was due.
Okay, I want you to show me that between June 2005 and December 2006 that you personally paid the loan. Looks like that these payments were made regularly.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Each and every month.
Each and every month, right on time.
Right. And he says that while you were together, he gave you the money for these.
He gave me the money for the first 4 months that he had a steady job. After that, it always came out of my account, and he gave me either check or cash. It depended on...
Well, how am I supposed to tell the difference between what you paid and what he paid? The first payment is due in June. June, July, August, September. October, November, and December. Then he left in December. So that would be 3 months. Did you pay anything on this loan after you moved out, sir? You say in December?
I paid one more payment in December.
Show me.
I don't have any proof of it.
Well, how could you not have proof, sir?
Because my account was closed down 2 years ago.
See, she's got all of her accounts.
Yes, that's because I paid her with either a check or my cash, and she put it into her account and then paid for it.
No, but I understand what you're saying, sir.
Yes.
So you can get your records. These go back to 2005.
When did she get them?
I don't care when she got them. Where are yours?
I don't have them.
In September of 2006 was his last payment, is that correct?
That is correct.
Why would I not pay the last couple of months that we were together, though?
All you have to do is show me.
Jennifer Grunwald claims ex-boyfriend Ryan Thone owes for an unpaid loan to get back on his feet and for stealing software from her computer.
Show me that you made the payment. It's easy, right?
How can she prove that it was her money and not my money, though?
Because this bank statement is her bank statement.
Yes,
it's
and
in
I
her
was
name.
giving her
It's
money.
in her name. And you're telling me that her, which you don't have.
No,
A
ma'am.
bank statement where you took out from an ATM or a cash machine or at the teller $90 on the 15th of every month and gave it to her. Something, sir. So
Well,
I
there
have
was
to
some-
make a judgment.
Well, I understand that, but there was some times where I get my check from work, I go to the bank, I cash my check, and I just keep out some of the money for whatever expenses, fine, whatever. and
She
then I give her some of the
acknowledges
money.
that 4 months' worth of payments you actually made. June, July, August, and September. Can you explain to me why, sir, you think that after all of this time she is pursuing this money if you don't owe it to her?
I have no idea. I know that her dad's biz down and he's going back. Maybe they're hard up for cash. I don't know.
I did not that hard up for this cash, sir.
Well, I don't know why they do it after me being without it for a year and a half.
I don't know either, but all I can tell you is the last payment that was made on this account was May of 06. Do you have any proof that you made any payments in May of 06?
No, I do not.
Do you have any proof that you made any payments in April of 06?
I don't have any proof of any payments that I made.
Well, that's a problem, sir. So what do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for
My
you?
word against her word.
No,
She
she
can
has.
say what she
This is
wants.
evidence.
That's fine.
This is evidence.
Okay, well then go back to the first month on June when I paid her. What did that come out of? Did that come out of her?
I don't know, sir, but all I'm telling you is that there were payments made on this account in 2006.
Okay, and I also never signed anything with her
April of 2006, when you were no longer together. That's not 2 years ago. That's yesterday. Very easy for you to get whatever account you had and demonstrate that you made any payments on this account. According to you, you weren't even together for 9 months because the first payment was due in June.
I
And
moved
you
out.
asked-
I was living with a friend.
When did you move out in December?
I got all my stuff out the first couple of days in December because I stayed the
So
weekend
then you wouldn't
before.
even have made December's payment. So you would have June, July, August, September, October, November. That's only 6 months, sir. You swore that you made 9 months' worth of payments at $90 each. You want me to show you what you said?
What's that?
What word didn't you understand? I said, do you want me to show you what you said? You said, I made 9 payments of $90 to Jennifer.
Yep.
When? You just told me you moved out the first few days in December. When did you make
April,
$90?
May, June, July,
Not
August,
May!
September.
There's no May, sir.
Yes,
Here-
there is.
No,
because I gave her
sir, there's
money.
no May.
She took it out in May.
First payment, according to your contract, is due June 15th, 2006.
Okay, contract, but I never signed anything.
He's
Your
awesome.
Honor, I know.
Okay.
And she was a cheater too.
Excuse me?
And kicks people out. Yeah.
I would have kicked you out a long time ago. But get over the software. I don't even want to hear about software.
Okay, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have one more thing to show you.
Go ahead.
I have Ryan's criminal record.
I don't have to see his criminal record.
Well,
I
just
was
wanted
under
to
18
prove
at that time
dishonesty.
too.
Can I ask
and
you a
she's
question?
in law enforcement
Can I
right
ask you a
now
question?
too.
What?
So that's probably how she got that. So
You weren't lucid. That argument.
I
So
know.
why don't you just be quiet?
because I don't think it's right that she took that out.
Sue her.
I'm not going to sue her because I'm over here.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,188. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Back to your right, please.
I'm very glad that we did win the case
I think it was bull.
because it was very well deserved.
That was their problem to help me out.
Because he is very deceitful
Little loony.
and very manipulative.
Want it out of my life.
Ever since we were together, he manipulated me,
Yeah, big learning experience.
lied to me.
I know women aren't that fun sometimes.
I'm very glad it's over.
Never mixed money with relationships.
Not date anybody else like that ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Howell versus Bays. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Crystal Howell. Rory Bays. For money owed on a 1989 Mitsubishi Montero she sold him. Rory claims it was never a legal sale.
Miss Howell, you sold the defendant a used car.
Correct.
for $1,900.
That is correct.
He paid you, according to you, $900, and the understanding was he was going to make payments for the rest, the other $1,000. Within a relatively short period of time, the engine blew up in this car. What year car was it?
It was an 89. However, I would like to point out that at the time he bought the vehicle, he was aware of...
Just don't tell me what he was aware of.
Okay.
You can't tell me what he was aware of.
Can I tell you
Unless
what I told him?
No.
Okay.
What you can do is you can show me a bill of sale.
Yes. What would that
Bill
be
of
the
sale.
title? Or I have a
contract, a bill of sale.
written agreement. There you go.
So this is a 1989 car, which is now 18 years old, and you sold it to him for $1,900. And he says Arblade's responsible for the purchase of this 1989 Mitsubishi, payments, what the delivery payment was, and how they were supposed to be made, the rest of the payments, when they were supposed to be made. Nothing about the condition of the car, nothing. That's all it says. So you can't tell me what you told him, you can't tell me what he knew, you can't tell me anything else, because anything else should have been in this contract. Do you understand? Law does not permit you to go outside the four corners of this contract. So you were selling him this car. It blew up after him. No, not as is. You did not say that here. Do you understand that? Good. So the car blew up, but that still doesn't relieve you, sir, of the obligation of paying for the car. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Except you say that she didn't have clear title to sell you the car.
No, ma'am, she didn't.
That when the car blew up, you went to try to take it to a salvage for the purpose of, put your hand down, for the purpose of getting some money, so you were going to pay for it.
Correct.
And you didn't have clear title to the car.
Correct.
May I interject?
Yes.
The person that I purchased it for never took his name off the title, which I was unaware of, because the automobile
then he's
that I
absolutely
bought...
right. You did not give him clear title.
But
listen to me.
Automobile dealership that I purchased it from is responsible for transferring the title.
Listen to me. What he's saying is, and he's absolutely right,
I have a copy of the lien right here, ma'am.
I'd like to see it. You did not have clear title to sell him this car.
However, I will say that when I purchased the vehicle, I'd owned that car for 6 years. I purchased it off 3 years before selling it to Rory.
Hugh is the lien holder.
He was the gentleman that I purchased the car from.
Miss Howell,
I owe
what
him no
I'm
money.
telling you is, you did not give him clear title to this car.
I was unaware of that.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $2,900 to $3,500. I'm not positive of the amount.
Let's say you paid $2,900 for it. You sold it to him for $1,900. You got $900 from him, which means you had the car for 6 years or so, and it cost you $2,000. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I don't feel badly at all dismissing your claim. But not at all. Because this agreement that you just gave me is void because you had no right to sell him the car. And I don't care what you put in it in order to maintain it.
It had a brand new motor. May I please call my father as a witness?
Miss Howell,
yes.
Is he going to tell me that there wasn't a lien on the car?
No.
Then I'm not interested in what he has to say. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed.
Sorry, Judge Hughes, you may step out.
The bottom line is it doesn't matter if you do a favor for a family friend.
Well, I mean, it should have been a new motor. It was. They said it was sitting for a year.
Or if you try to make things right.
They said it was a new motor, and I believed it was.
And try to help somebody out that's in trouble.
I'm willing to take my losses. I feel like they should do the same.
They take it in the end.
Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss Peterson, the defendant is your former mother-in-law.
Correct.
You were married to her son for how long?
6 years.
And he, according to what I've read, died suddenly.
Yes.
When did he pass away?
July 5th, 2005.
And what was the cause of death?
It's a cerebral hemorrhage, but the cause of that, the underlying cause was drug abuse.
No, it was not.
I have it, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I wasn't asking you anything.
I understand.
It is your claim that the defendant called in a report to Child Protective Services.
Yes.
Against you. It was false,
yes.
And you want to be compensated.
Correct.
The defendant says that she never placed that call, and you seem to indicate that you are going to be able to prove to me that she did. She also complains that she no longer sees her grandson, despite the fact that there was a time when she did see him regularly. Okay. When did you find out that a call was placed to Child Protective Services?
It was March of 2007. March 1st, actually. It was called in 228.
22807?
Yes.
And how did you find out that this call was placed?
The worker put the note in my doorway.
And asked you to call?
Yes.
And you did?
Yes.
Was there an investigation?
Yes.
Do you have the results of that investigation?
Yes, I do. Unsubstantiated.
Now, Ms. Marmoleo, you did not call Child...
Not, Your Honor.
Okay, and you know nothing about how Child Protective Services was contacted?
Yes, I do. Patrick called me.
Just a second.
Okay.
Patrick is your grandson?
No, Patrick is witness on Kim's side.
Who is this?
That's my boyfriend.
Okay. The boyfriend called you and
told me, forget taking Dante to school tomorrow. He said, we have a DCF appointment. He said, you and one of your old cronies probably called DCF. I knew nothing about it, so help me God. I went to school the next day.
What are you doing at child's school?
I have volunteered at all the schools for many, many years, besides my work.
Okay, go ahead.
So I went to school to see the principal, and I asked her, I said, what's the situation? I heard from Patrick.
You cannot tell me what the principal told you.
All right. She said...
You can't... What words
I'm
did
sorry.
you understand? You cannot tell me what the principal said to you.
I found out that the school
You can't
called.
tell me what you found out.
That's how I found
hearsay.
out, though. I did not call.
You did not call.
I did email.
You did not. Just a second. You did not call, is
No,
what
I
you
did
said.
not.
And you had no knowledge of it until the plaintiff's boyfriend called you and said, you're not taking the child to school anymore because of you, we have an appointment with Protective Services.
Your
Now,
Honor.
this is dated March 21st. They are closing the investigation because the allegations were unsubstantiated.
Correct.
Do you have what the allegations were?
I have the report where it says clearly that she had called. And
I'd like to see that. That's very important.
And
that's an email from...
That's the reports from DCF.
Investigation protocol. Well, it is perfectly clear that you called the worker.
Absolutely.
You're perfectly clear that you called the worker and made this report.
I did not call DCF initially. I swear to you, I did not.
I don't care whether you called initially. It says that you called them March 2nd.
After the fact, because I was being blamed by Patrick, and I wanted to be sure to clear myself. I also wanted to tell the
We
person at
need
DCF,
help and quick.
Yes.
Before that woman takes the child away again.
Absolutely. She had done that before.
That has nothing to do with
Dante
you.
was frightened to me. He cried twice. I swear to you, Your Honor. May I tell you the story?
Just a second. First of all, you can't lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Well, you did.
Absolutely
You did. You
not.
absolutely did.
I did not make the initial call, Your Honor.
I didn't use the word initial.
I did.
Listen to me. I didn't use the word initial.
Well,
I said, did you call Child Protective Services? You said no. And it's clear to me from reading this exactly what happened. You spoke to the principal, and the principal called, and you followed up with Mr. Haas.
May I
There's
explain?
no question in my mind that happened, madam.
Yes.
And there's no question in my mind that it happened because, according to you, your grandson was crying because he said, Mommy's going to move away. And you didn't want him to move away because you've taken over his education, you pay for his school in a private school, and you get to see him regularly. And according to you, which is what you just told me, she had taken him away once before, and you weren't going to have that situation happen again. That's what you said in your email. That's exactly what you said in your email.
If you allow me, I can explain that to you. 2 days prior to the principal calling, Ms. Peterson went to the playground and said to the teacher, Dante should be able to call me anytime he wants.
To visit my son.
No, just
Sorry.
Listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. You got to keep it together.
I'm sorry.
Say it to me again, just the way you just said it to me.
She said to the teacher, allow Dante to call me anytime he wants.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely. They had no problem
I
with
don't
that.
like the way you said it.
That's how she said it.
Do you understand? I don't like the way you said it. You said it as if she was saying something wrong.
That's how she approached them. Then she went into the office with a handwritten note, Your Honor, saying that Patrick would be the guardian.
That's this gentleman.
Right, that has only been in Dante's life a few months. The school felt that was highly unlikely. I wouldn't shoot myself in the foot and do that because she quickly would take our grandparent rights away. Would you please?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Come back and could you come
No, just a second.
I want you to hear something.
Just a second. You're not following me. Stop shaking, Miss Peterson. Listen to me. I get it. It's sad and unfortunate, but I get it.
Can I show you one thing, please? Your Honor, down here where Dante was being interviewed by the social worker, it says Dante, and this is alone by himself outside. Dante reported that grandmother Marmolejo does not like his mother. Dante stated that Marmolejo calls his mother stupid and says her butt smells.
I never said such a thing. So
Dante's questioned and all this, right down the bottom here.
That's
the interview with Dante.
Miss
Well, Dante
Peterson.
said it.
I
Miss
definitely
Peterson,
never say
listen
anything
to
like
me.
that.
Listen to
My
me.
God,
There is
what
no
lies.
question in my mind that the defendant inspired, precipitated the call to Child Protective Services. You her husband?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Pay careful attention.
You need to say that.
It's not her fault that your son died. You have a grandson that I assume you want to see, and your wife is making all the wrong calls with regard to whether or not you're going to continue to be in your grandson's life. There is no question in my mind that no court will take your grandson away from his mother and turn him over to you. Nobody is going to do that. And listen to me, and the only thing that you and your wife can do is to stay on her good side, which you haven't done. So you better have a really good talk with her.
Judge Kim Peterson claims her mother-in-law, Rose Marmolejo, made false accusations to Child Protective Services. Rose says Kim is keeping her from seeing her grandson.
Now, when one parent dies and the other parent is left and hooks up with somebody new, that's an irritant. And she's allowed to say, pay careful attention to me. She's the mother. She is allowed to say, if there's an emergency, you call my boyfriend who will come and take care of my child. You may not like it. That's too bad. She's the mother.
That's the way it occurred, Your Honor.
Hey, listen to me. You just said to me, you started to tell me the story. I got it. Don't you understand? I've been in this business a long time. You were absolutely furious.
After the school already made the initial call.
Listen to me. Madam, I got you. You were furious that you went into school.
That's not true.
You just told me.
I was not furious, Your Honor.
You were furious
not
that
at
you
all.
went
I
into
never
school
would say you feel that
and
way.
changed the guardian to him. That's what you just told me.
That's why the school got upset. They did. I did not. Would you please step?
Absolutely, positively not. School doesn't get upset. School may have said to you, that's strange.
Not true.
But 2 days later, you called up and said, We need help quick. And before that woman takes that child away again, please call me ASAP so we can talk.
Dante
Dr.
cried
Kingston.
about that.
What? That's you.
He cried to me about that, Your Honor. So help me God. He did.
So as a result of that, you spoke to Child Protective Services?
The principal told him the third day after.
Tell me what the principal told him at all. It's hearsay. I'm telling you what the official report from Child Protective Services says. Your conversation with them.
That's after
I don't
the
care if it's
call
after or before.
They made the call initially.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
You have to take control.
I have.
Listen
I
to
have.
me. You have to understand something. You allowed her to put your son in a private school where she pays the tuition and she volunteers. First mistake.
You're right. It was a big mistake.
First mistake. He's got to be out of that school, and he's got to be at a place where, if his grandmother wants to see him, there is a specific time that she gets to see him that you control. But you can't take with one hand, which is what you did, and you did it for the sake of your child, I assume, because he was going to a private school that perhaps you couldn't afford. But absolutely a bad idea.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely a bad idea. She cannot have any control about what happens in your home. And you've given her that control, and you have to take it back if you haven't done it already.
Yeah, well, it's over.
Okay, fine. So he no longer goes to that school.
No.
Perfect. Because if you give them an inch,
I
and you
treated
may be Mother of the Year, you may not be Mother of the Year, but he's your son. And once you give these people an inch, they're going to take a whole yard. Do it until they get it, that you're his mother and that you raise him. They had the opportunity to raise their son, good or bad.
She knows
made
I have always been good to her.
Made mistakes or not make mistakes. Being good is not embroiling him in problems. And I absolutely find that this call was precipitated by you, and it was false, and it was based on the fact that you were afraid she was moving.
Absolutely not.
In the amount of $3,000. That's all. Step out.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope this sends a message to other grandparents that might try to do this.
None of this is true. I swear to you.
You can't.
All parties in the matter of Abrigo versus Strickland, step forward.
Marco Abrigo is suing his children's grandmother, Christina Strickland, for the return of 2 child support payments. Christina is countersuing for the unpaid medical expenses of Marco's children.
Mr. Abrigo, it is your claim that you paid child support to the defendant who was caring for your 2 children for 5 years. And the last 2 payments that you made to her, which were deducted from your salary, I assume, were made when the children had been returned to those 2 payments back. Ms. Strickland says she took care of your 2 children for 5 years. You owe her a fortune of money, and she's counterclaiming. So I have a few questions for you, sir, before I make very, very short work out of you. When did your children go to live with Ms. Strickland?
2001, I believe.
What do you mean you believe? I would know the exact moment that my children were removed from my custody.
I don't know the exact date that we signed over the children, but it was towards the end. I'm going to say September of 2001.
And you signed custody over to Ms. Strickland because you and their mother were neglecting them. And but for Ms. Strickland, the state would have taken them. Fair statement?
No.
You just decided you had enough being a parent?
No.
What was it?
Well, the way it went down is the mother of the children and Ms. Strickland were talking, and because I was going to be going away.
Going away to where?
I
Summer
was
camp?
possibly going to be incarcerated, and she would not be able to take care of the children.
Why not?
I do not know.
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not. We were not
So
together.
what difference did it make whether you were in jail or on Mars? She was still alone taking care of the children. When were you in jail, sir? From when to when?
Basically from January of 2002 to November 2002.
And in that year, the children were with Miss Strickland.
Yes, they were.
And how much support were you sending while you were in jail?
None.
None? Who was supporting your children?
Ms. Strickland.
And when did you make that year up to her?
Well, when I did get out of 2002, I didn't make it up to her financially, but through 2003 to the beginning of 2004, February, I had the kids in excess of about 200 days.
I'm talking about when you were in prison, sir. You paid nothing for the support of your 2 children.
I paid nothing.
Nothing. I assume that you got 2 jobs so that you could pay Miss Strickland, who was a total stranger to you. She was the step-grandmother of the children. You got 2 jobs so you could start paying her back all the money she spent on taking care of the children. Didn't you?
No, I did not.
Well, then you've got some nerve being here. For 2 payments because they went to her instead of going to the mother of the children?
I'm only going by what the court is telling me to go by.
This court is telling you to go home. After I would have made you bend down and kiss her feet for taking care of your children for 5 years. So I have no idea what you're doing here. What you're doing here is nonsense. Listen, Miss Strickland.
Yes, ma'am.
But for the fact that he sued you for this nonsense, you would not be here. Is that correct?
Probably.
Probably. Because you didn't expect anything from him?
Never.
And pretty much that's exactly what you got.
Exactly. Can I say something, please?
Absolutely.
My grandchildren have been living with their mom since August of 2006. He has not sent 1 penny to support those kids up until this point.
Is what she's saying correct?
Yes, it is.
Would you get him out of here? I cannot stand to look at him. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Step out. Thank you.
I can't argue with it. That's what she ordered, and that's how it's going to be.
It's been hard. I lost 2 of my children. They were my children for 5 years.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stang versus DeJana. Step forward, please.
Bonnie Stang is suing her ex-boyfriend, Thomas DeJana, for credit card charges in excess of $11,000.
Ms. Stang, it is your claim that Mr. DeJana owes you some money.
Yes.
Owes you some money because he used your credit card.
Yes.
You were given him permission to use your credit card with the understanding that he was going to take care of the bills from the credit card and use it only for emergencies. Mr. DeJana racked up thousands of dollars of expenses on the credit card, and you want that money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition, claim he owes you some money for rent because he rented a condo of yours. All of that is well in excess of this court's limit of $5,000. So we'll get into the rent only if we have to. Let's deal with the credit card. Okay? Mr. DeJana, I want you to pay careful attention, sir, because it's my understanding that it is your claim that you were told that this was a credit card for your use because you are a disabled person. She cared for you, and she was just being a nice person. There was never any expectation that you were going to pay this credit card back yourself.
That's my expectation, yes, ma'am.
Mr. DeJana, perhaps I can start with you, sir, if you don't mind. Where and when did you meet Miss Stang?
I met Miss Stang on an internet dating site.
So you were looking for a date?
I was looking for some companionship, yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
38.
Ever been married?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
Once.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
How many?
One.
How old?
She's a 9-year-old daughter.
And in what state? And where do you live?
On San Diego.
You live very far away from your child.
Yes, I do.
How come?
During...
is not an answer.
Excuse me?
Is not an answer.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I moved to San Diego because of the divorce situation. Was a little bit too much for me to deal with being so close to the situation. We were having some custody issues and things of that nature, so I thought that I would move to San Diego for a little while to give myself some room. I ended up loving it and staying.
How often do you see your daughter?
3 or 4 times a year.
Does she come to you or do you go to her?
She's still a bit young for that travel, so I go to New York.
When was the last time you were there?
Christmas.
You pay child support, Mr. DeJana?
Yes, I do.
How much?
$500 a month.
Are you in arrears of your child support order, and in what jurisdiction is your action pending?
It is in Nassau County, and those arrears, there's a petition for dissolution of the arrears going before the court.
So the answer is that you are in arrears?
Yes, I am.
How much in arrears are you, sir?
Not exactly sure, ma'am. Due to the fact that I have been paying cash to my ex-wife at times, the court settlement numbers were different than
Can I
what we
please
agreed
have
on.
what amount they are alleging you are in arrears?
I do
Just a
not
second.
know.
You tell me that you petitioned the court to have the arrears vacated.
That will be happening this summer.
Well, how much did you ask them to dissolve?
Your Honor, I have no idea because I have not spoken with an attorney about this yet. I plan on being back in New York this summer and taking care of these issues.
So you haven't started anything?
No.
He's cute. You know. Now, Mr. DeJana, when did Miss Stang give you a credit card?
Just before I went to New York for Christmas.
And what did you tell her when she gave you the credit card?
I told her thank you very much for helping me out in this time of my need.
Why were you in need, sir?
I went on disability October 26th, and the California Disability
October
Insurance...
26th of 2006, you went on disability.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the nature of your disability?
I had a torn-up shoulder.
From what?
Playing baseball.
What kind of work were you doing?
I'm an industrial electrician.
Okay. So you went on disability.
Yes, October 26th, my doctor signed a disability note. And by the time I was
leaving...
leaving...
Were you playing baseball for your company?
No, I was not playing baseball for my company. I was playing baseball for my own recreation.
Now, I want you to tell me, Mr. DeJana, because it was something that was very interesting to me. You couldn't work because of a torn shoulder?
I have no mobility above 180 degrees at that time.
Really?
Anything below here is just fine. I could lift things. I could do just about anything, as long as I didn't go above 180 degrees.
Aren't there other jobs that you could find, sir, that would permit you to work and not lift your arms up all the way up here?
I'm an industrial electrician, and that entails a lot of heavy lifting above my head, screwing in pipes,
No, listen
wires.
to what I said,
Ma'am,
Mr.
I'm a trained
DeJana.
electrician. That's what I do.
Listen to what I said to you, sir. When you have a 9-year-old child,
Yes.
you pick up cans. You don't have to lift anything above your head in order to pay your child
I
support.
understand that.
I'm glad you understand it. I just want you to understand that I know where we're coming from.
But also-
Now, what were you doing skiing in Utah?
I wasn't skiing, ma'am. I drove my friends there in my truck. And along
You
with
drove your friends in your truck
Yes, ma'am.
to Utah in February 2007. This is your sworn answer.
Yes.
I had a ski trip planned to Utah with friends. That's what you say, not what she says.
That's a correct statement, ma'am. I had a ski trip planned in February with my friends.
So?
The plan all along was for me to drive there with several of the individuals going on the trip and to haul all of the ski equipment and other snow equipment in my trailer so that people didn't have to deal with it.
Get a job driving a cab. If you can drive cross-country for a ski vacation, sir, and haul all their skis, get behind the wheel of a cab and drive a taxi, drive a limousine service.
That's not my choice of occupation.
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something.
I don't
You
mean
want to
to be
be,
disrespectful, Your Honor.
hey, I'm speaking. You're not. You want to be a bum on your own time. That's fine. You have a 9-year-old child. Forget her. You have a 9-year-old child. I wouldn't give you one iota of relief from your back child support. Not one. And I know the judges in New York City, sir. That's my hometown. And they're not going to do it either. They're not going to give you one break, especially after I send them this tape. Now, how much does he owe you on the credit card?
$11,000.
Can I see some of the purchases that he made, please?
Which happened over 6 weeks.
most of which were cash withdrawals.
Listen, how old are you?
Too old for this, 44 years old.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
I could tell that he was a bum in 5 minutes. How does it take you 6 weeks to figure out that this guy hasn't been able to get his life straight?
I have faith in mankind, which has now been destroyed.
No, you cannot have faith in mankind. Your head wasn't ruling you.
Thank you. You're right, Your Honor. You're absolutely right. He played on my
I mean, I don't even see what his attraction is.
He doesn't have any.
Different if he, you know,
Your Honor, he
looked like Tom Cruise. Yes. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Get him out of here.
How did you excuse when they step out?
As the relationship progressed on, I was sure that things would work themselves out.
When I found a crumpled up piece of paper with his ex-girlfriend's phone number on it,
There were other circumstances that became involved in our relationship that I'd rather not get into.
I called her and she confirmed the fact that he'd been seeing her, sleeping with her the whole time he was seeing me.
I'd rather keep that to myself, thank you.
What went through my mind was the fact that the guy was a jerk.
I think all this got blown out of proportion.
I'm never, ever, ever trusting another man in my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Vas-Nunes versus Moley. Step forward.
Alan and Terry Vas-Nunes are suing Melissa Moley for the value of a pool table and bedroom set they sold her. The couple claims Melissa ultimately canceled her check.
Mr. and Mrs. Vas-Nunes, you sold the defendant your home.
Yes.
And when you sold her your home, she also purchased a bedroom set and a pool table, independent of the purchase price of the home. I assume after the closing you moved out and she stopped payment on the check.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You want the money and the pool table. Mrs. Moley says that the pool table was misrepresented to her as a slate pool table, and it's not a slate pool table, it's something called Slatron, and she's not paying for it. Was there a separate bill of sale for the furniture?
No, Your Honor.
And did the contract for the sale of the house provide anything about furniture?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Moley, how many times did you see the house before you purchased it?
A few times.
Well, what's a few? A couple is two. A few is more than two.
Yes.
Usually more than three.
Yes, few.
Let's pause for a moment, and I want you to think how many times you were in the house before the closing.
3 times.
Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Very good. And on each of the 3 occasions, did you see the bedroom set?
I believe I did.
And on each of the 3 occasions, did you see the pool table?
Yes, I walked past it.
When you came to the house, did you come alone?
I came at different times, once with the real estate agent, once by myself, once my husband met me there.
Okay. When your husband met you there, it would only be natural for you to show him the bedroom set and the pool table.
We weren't looking at the bedroom set and the pool table, we were looking at the house.
I said it would only be natural to show him the bedroom set and the pool table if you were interested in buying it.
We weren't interested in buying it until after he had come. We had asked them later on if they were going to be selling any of the furniture.
Then I assume that your husband saw the bedroom set and the pool table. So just answer my questions. Let's not play with each other. And I assume that when you went home with your husband, you discussed whether or not you would buy any of the furniture. That would be a logical thing to do.
Yes.
And both you and your husband decided that if they were prepared to sell the bedroom set and the pool table, you were interested in purchasing it.
I decided that, yes.
You decided that independently of your husband?
Yes, I did.
You felt as if you had the expertise to do that all by yourself?
Expertise as far as what? I just decided I was going to buy it.
And you made that decision yourself. How old are you?
39.
What kind of work do you do?
I stay home with the kids.
And your husband?
He works for Verizon.
And who makes the financial decisions in the house?
I do.
Okay. Now, on what date did you make this arrangement to sell the furniture, the pool table and the bedroom set?
In mid-January, after the contract and the approval to purchase my home, Ms. Moley had sent a piece of paper to my wife explaining she had interest in the bedroom set.
May I see the piece of paper? Do you have it?
And then on...
You don't have the piece of paper?
On 2/28, she wrote a check.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Yeah. That would be February 28th.
Yes, ma'am. But prior to that, on 2/18, she did come to the house the first time initially to view the bedroom set and the pool table with her son, and we opened our home to her.
Just 1 second.
Yes.
Miss Moley, did you write this out? Pool table, furniture?
Yes.
So this is your contract?
Yes.
You have no other written contract?
Alan and Terry Vas-Nunes say they sold a bedroom set and a pool table to Melissa Moley. They claim that several days later, Melissa canceled her check.
You paid him $900 for a pool table and furniture?
Yes.
Furniture that have his reference to as the bedroom set?
Yes.
Okay. And you canceled this check?
Yes, and I gave them a new check for the $450. I tried to reach them by telephone. We went to closing on the 28th. On the 1st of March, I called Terry Vas-Nunes on her cell phone, which she had given me. I left her a message stating that I was disappointed the pool table was not slate like she had told me. She didn't call me back until 8 days later. So I attempted to reach them, couldn't get them. 8 days later.
Miss Moley, listen to me. You are responsible for this. This is your contract. Absent another writing, this is your contract. You agree to purchase
a slate pool
from
table.
them. No, it doesn't say. It says pool table. It doesn't say new. It doesn't say 2004. It doesn't say green. It doesn't say. It says pool table and furniture from them for $900. This forms your contract. And when you buy secondhand furniture, if you want to be specific, you can either do one of two things. You can have an expert come and look at it before you purchase it. That you can do. Who are you?
I'm her brother, Your Honor.
Did you look at it before she purchased it?
She had called me on the phone. May I stand up?
Sure.
she had called me on the phone, and she asked me that they're selling the pool table. I said, if it's slate, she says $450. I said, if it's slate, it's a score, buy it. If it's flake board, do not buy it. The humidity in New York will destroy it. It's no good. It's not worth anything.
Well, why didn't you come and look at it?
Because I live a distance away, and she was making that decision immediately, and I told her, do not buy it. She called them up. To confirm it, is it slate?
Listen to me. Sit down. You weren't there when she called them? You can't report on anything that she said.
She told me it was slate when I asked her. Prior to giving her the check, I said, is it slate or is it wood? She told me it was slate. She told me the difference between slate board and wood. The balls don't bounce, the wood won't warp. It's slate. I didn't go looking under the table.
Did you have a discussion with them about that?
Melissa called me on the telephone after I gave her the $900 quote for the furniture, and she asked me if the pool table was slate. I told her I didn't know. However, I do think that it's Slatron.
In any event, there was no discussion, and there's certainly no indication in any contract that $450 of this $900 is ascribed to the pool table. The fact that you decided that the bedroom furniture is worth $450.
I didn't decide that. They told me the breakdown. There was $450 for the table, $450 for the furniture.
And you should have
told
put
me
it
was
in
slate.
the contract.
Your Honor,
First of all, I don't believe that. I believe that what happened is they said, how much do you want for the pool table and for the furniture? And they said $900, or whatever they said, and you agreed on $900. In any event, you had no right to do this. When you buy second-hand items, it's up to you. It's a buyer beware. You have to make a judgment. And you had an opportunity to bring an expert in to look at the furniture. You had an opportunity to have your brother come down to take a look at it. But you gave them a check, and this is your contract. And your contract was to purchase a pool table and furniture. That's what you bought.
Your
You
Honor,
can't.
I'm sorry. She was tricked.
Listen to me, sir. She wasn't tricked.
Yes, I was. I was told it was slate, and it's not. And Mr. Vasnunez wasn't there.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Neither was he. And what your brother said to you was, listen, if they're selling you, if they're dumb enough to sell you a slate pool table for $450, it's a score.
No,
to quote
that's
his,
true.
That's exactly what he just
He
said
did
to
say
me.
that, but
Look,
it costs money.
I'm speaking. That's what he said. He said, sis, if they're willing to sell you a slate pool table for $450, these idiots, it's a score. It's a steal. Buy it. So you thought you were getting a real bargain.
It would
That's
have
what
been
he
a
told
bargain
me.
for both
Judging
parties.
for the plaintiff and the amount of $900. That's
Thank
all.
you very much, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm sorry I lost. They were dishonest.
Well, we're very pleased with Judge Judy's judgment
Then they won the case.
because she is absolutely correct.
They were dishonest. That's what they do for a living, and they're good at it.
Honesty prevails.
Miss Rubel, Miss Ober is your ex-boyfriend's mother.
Yes.
And there came a time in 2006, I believe, that you had difficulty at home.
Yes.
And you went to live with Miss Ober.
Yes, Your Honor.
And during that time, you allowed Miss Ober to open up utility accounts in your name.
It was actually when I was at school at Eastern Kentucky University when I allowed her to open gas and electric in my name.
When you were at school, you were not living with her?
No.
So you had already spent time in her house?
Yes.
So you had spent about a year in her house?
No, it was about 3 months.
That's not true.
How long was it?
She moved in February of 2006. Remainder of her senior year of high school. Stayed the whole summer at my house.
Okay.
Also went to EKU, and I picked her up every weekend, every Friday.
But it was while you were at school that she opened the accounts with your permission in your name. Put that folder down, please. And it is your claim that two things. A, that she didn't pay those bills. And second, that she also opened up a cable account using your name, and that you did not give her permission to open.
No, I did not.
And that there is an outstanding bill on that. You want her to take care of all the bills.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that's not true.
Just a
Again, that's
second.
not true.
Just a second. Ms. Ober says, well, she had your permission to open the account. She didn't think that it was a big deal to open up the cable account that she's counterclaiming because she says you should pay her for all the money she expended while you were living with her on you. So, Ms. Ober, I'm going to deal with that first. You had no contract with Ms. Rubel when she moved in that she was going to compensate you for any money that you gave her. There's no indication in your counterclaim. So in order to have a contract, you have to have an agreement. You had no agreement with her.
We have a verbal agreement.
No, you didn't. That's absolutely not true. If you had a verbal agreement, you would have said so in your answer. And you would have said so in your counterclaim, that you had an agreement that when she graduated from college or whatever, she was going to pay you back for all the money you laid out for her. You don't mention that at all. You want me to read you what you say?
No. At the end of it, I said she agreed to pay back in payment. I do believe I thought.
You say, the plaintiff stayed in my home from February 2006 until February of 07. That is not true. That is not true.
She was away at college for 3 months and then moved back into my home. I moved her to college and moved her back home from college to my home.
Was she living with you continuously from February 2006 until February 2007?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She moved into your home because she was staying with her aunt and they had a big fight. Even though Tiffany and her aunt later made up, Tiffany begged and pleaded for me to let her stay with me. I took her to and from school. I moved her down to Kentucky to go to college. I gave her lunch money, paid for her prom dress. Even though my son was a freshman, it was her senior prom. I paid for basically everything. So, because if there was an agreement, you had plenty of paper there to say there was an agreement. So you can't make an agreement where there was none. Now, you want to tell me why you opened up utility accounts in her name?
I have the letter that she took to the CG&E company where she opened it up from the landlord.
Why? Why didn't you open it up?
Because I had outstanding bills that couldn't be paid at that point in time. I didn't have the money. I have 3 children and was getting no child support. My ex-boyfriend and I were arguing. It was a bad environment for her myself and my children.
Yes.
We had to get out. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Had to get out.
Well, just tell me what she said to you and what you said to her.
I got into an argument with my ex-boyfriend. I was crying. There was chaos. The house was tore up from fighting and carrying on. And she came to me crying and said that we can move out of here. I said, I can't get the electric in my name or the cable because I have an outstanding bill. I was working on paying them. I have paid them off. Everything is in my name.
Well, what about the bills that she's getting now, Miss Ober?
Because she agreed to pay them when we moved out.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't, Miss Ober. I don't even have to ask her that. She said, I'll help you out. If you can't put them in your name, put them in my name.
That's also not true. I didn't offer. She asked me.
That's not true.
Why didn't you pay the bills?
Because I was paying all the bills. I paid the rent. I paid the food. I paid for her clothes. I paid for her to go to a Bengals-Steelers game. I paid for everything under the sun for her. And when I couldn't pay for her to do the things that she wanted to do, go shopping and do all the other things, then she moved out.
Miss Ober, when she was living with you, where was she working?
At Photo Lab at Kroger's. And then she got a job at a restaurant.
When she was living with you, she was working at Photo Lab? Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
No, actually it's not. I was working at the Village of Addison in the clerk's office.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
In the Village of Addison for the clerk.
And what were you doing with the money that you were earning?
I paid for a lot of prom, too.
You paid for a lot of prom. What else did you pay for?
I paid for lunch sometimes, and that's probably about it.
And what about the ex-boyfriend? What does he do?
He's in high school.
16 years old.
Okay. Very good. Can I see the bills, please?
Yes.
And when you moved in with Miss Ober, you were in high school?
Yes. Here's everything.
I would like to also say something. Her aunt, when she moved out of her house, received child support from her mother and father for her while she lived in my home.
You should have sued her aunt.
And Tiffany is still on a Medicaid card through Ohio and is not living in Ohio. She lives in Indiana. She works at the BP in Indiana.
Miss Ober, first of all, the second part was vicious. First part of what you just told me was really your fault. If she was living with you and you were supporting her and somebody else was getting support for her from her parents, you should have marched right into family court and said the support should come to me, not to somebody else.
Well, I'm not going to fight a year and a half to get money that is not going to come to me anyway.
But this money is money that you owe. You owe money for the utilities.
No, she was living in my home. She agreed to pay them.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe for a second that she agreed to pay them. If she agreed to pay them, she wouldn't have let them build up like this.
It was 2 months of service.
Right. I know that you're accustomed to not paying your bills, but somebody who's just starting out in life is not accustomed to not paying their bills. You know you didn't pay your bills. That's why you couldn't put the utilities on in your name.
Because I had an ex-boyfriend who wouldn't let me get ahead.
Listen to me. It's always somebody else's fault. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, I'm not.
It's the ex-boyfriend's fault. It's her fault. It's the aunt's fault.
No, I tried to contact her aunt to take her back home. She wouldn't talk to me.
It's always somebody else's fault. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
You're a victim. Well, you'll always
I'm
be
a victim of a 19-year-old.
You'll always be a victim. Unless you're prepared to take responsibility for your own actions, you're always going to be a victim.
Judge Judy says her ex-boyfriend's mother, Angela Ober, owes for unpaid utility bills. Angela claims Tiffany is ungrateful for the help she's given her.
So, Miss Ober, when I said to you that you didn't pay your bills, which is why they had to be put in her name, the answer is you didn't pay your bills. Not that your ex-boyfriend didn't let you get ahead. If you're a big enough girl to make 3 children, that's what you have, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're big enough to get away from an ex-boyfriend who wouldn't let you get ahead. Not soon enough to pay your bills.
You know, I took her in the kindness of my heart. You know, and then after she moved out, her other aunt said to me, Tiffany goes wherever Tiffany's going to reap the benefit.
So whose fault was that?
I guess mine, and it'll never happen again.
Right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $886. Thank you. That's all.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
She was 18 years old, and I helped her, and she agreed to pay the bills and didn't.
I got the money back that I deserved.
She was out on the street, basically, with nowhere to live because her aunt chose not to let her come back home.
I did move back home, actually, in June of 2006, and I stayed there until I went to college.
Never. Again, will I let someone come into my home?
I trusted her, and she lied.
Not again. I won't trust anyone.
I'm not really selfish.
You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Hesketh, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, as so many other women who have appeared before me over the years, gave him some money.
Yes,
a
ma'am.
lot of money.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't look like a very, very rich girl, so you look as if this money really put a dent in your wallet.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition, you claim not only to have given him money, but to have been the victim of his bad temper.
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that he assaulted you, and you want him to be responsible for that as well. Mr. Siegert says that there was, over the course of your relationship, money moved back and forth. There was never any understanding that he was going to repay this money that you gave him. He doesn't much talk about the assault, but he will today. So, when did you and the defendant start to live together?
Ma'am, we first started living together around 13 September of 06.
And did you move in together to a place, or did he move into your apartment?
Ma'am, he's on parole. He got released from parole and got what is called live-outs. So therefore, he was given permission to live with me in my condo and do a work release type program.
What were you in prison for, Mr. Siegert?
I was DWI. It was a suspended sentence, Your Honor.
So you weren't in prison?
No, ma'am.
When did you move into her apartment, sir? On September 13th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was the financial arrangement, Mr. Siegert, when you moved into her apartment?
There wasn't none. There was no agreement whatsoever. And when I basically found another place, which was back at my parents', then I moved out.
When was that?
Well, September 13th, October, and November was when we were splitting up a lot, fighting.
Is that right?
Ma'am, he moved out the 13th of December, and that was the final day when all the stuff got removed from my residence.
Okay, so let's hear about the money you claim he owes you.
Okay, around the 26th of August, he had to go down to Texas for his child support hearing. Basically, he owed around $15,000 in back child support. They were going to throw him in jail, and he had to go to court down there. He stressed the importance of being able to see his daughter and have his daughter into his life, and really was upset and asked me for help. I went at that time with him to City Financial Bank, and I took out a loan for $5,000. I then turned around and deposited that money into my account. I transferred $3,000 from savings to checkings on the 29th so I could write the check of check number 1222.
For what?
For his attorney, for the retainer.
And how did you get the name of the attorney?
He had provided the name of the attorney, ma'am.
And how did you get the city and state of the attorney?
He provided it, ma'am.
And how did you get the amount that was owed the attorney?
He provided it, ma'am.
Did you speak to the attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got the telephone number from?
The defendant.
Is that all correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, when you sent this money down, what kind of discussion did you have with Mr. Siegert with regard to the money?
Ma'am, he promised that he would pay me back on the monthly payments that were due, and he claimed that
because this was a loan that you were going to be paying back. You didn't just take money out of your bank. And how much were the monthly payments?
They were around $148 a month.
That's a pretty exact number. Were they $148 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's the first amount of money. What else?
The other amounts that I helped him out with was basically the rent, which we had the agreement.
Forget rent. If you didn't pay the rent the first month, you should have kicked him out. Anything else?
I don't believe so.
Now you want to tell me about when this assault allegedly took place?
Yes, ma'am. The assault happened on 31 December at around 12:30 in the morning. The defendant came over. He had still had house keys since he had previously moved out on the 13th. He came in. He was drunk at the time, came into my bedroom, was trying to talk to me while he was drunk. I told him to get out. We got into a fight because I threatened to call the police. And basically, he slapped the cell phone out of my hands. He grabbed me. I was on the chair, and he pinned me down. He had one hand over my nose and one over my mouth, and he says, "How does it feel knowing that I've got your life in my hands?" I then told him to get off. I couldn't catch my breath, and I proceeded to just get extremely dizzy and sick.
And he left?
He left, but he took my vehicle in the process.
Did he return the vehicle?
The cops contacted him. The vehicle got returned.
You called the police?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you arrested that day, sir?
No, Your Honor.
How did they get the car?
I ended up bringing it back to her because reported phone calls and stuff like that and threats. So I brought it back. I didn't want any more conflict whatsoever. But if you don't mind, Your Honor, the only evidence I have against that assault is right here from my PO stating...
Don't tell me what your PO states.
Okay.
Let's get to this money that Ms. Haskett laid out for you. $3,000 you acknowledge she gave towards your attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, was this a retainer for an attorney, or was this to pay your child support?
An attorney.
An attorney for what?
For child support, I was fighting for custody and to take care of the back child support.
Why were you fighting for custody?
Well, I wanted to get my rights back.
What rights?
The standard visitation rights.
So, well, there's a difference between custody and visitation. So what were you fighting for?
Just my visitation. And to get back child support readjusted.
Well, did you get the back child support readjusted?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
To what?
It is down to about $7,000. And now I'm paying extra each month to get it back down.
Wouldn't it have been smarter to save the $3,000 for the lawyer and just give $3,000 to your child?
I couldn't. I had to fight for myself. Because and get it reduced, yes, I would have went to jail. Because it was an outrageous amount.
Well, how much was it a week?
It was a week. They didn't know my income right at the time because...
Don't tell me what they didn't know. I asked you a specific question. What was the amount of child support you were supposed to pay?
$384 a month.
Well, that's not an outrageous amount.
Well, for one child, you don't get a C.
How much were you supposed to pay that you didn't pay a month?
$384 a month, Your Honor.
That was not an exorbitant amount.
No, it wasn't.
Why didn't you pay it?
Because I wasn't seeing her. She wouldn't let me.
Why didn't you go to court?
I was in the process of it. I didn't have the money.
You don't need money to go to court. Every domestic relations court in this country, you can appear pro bono if you want to, if it's important to you.
Very.
If it was important to you, that's what you do.
Judge Judy ex-boyfriend Joseph Siegert owes for loans and an assault.
In any event, why should Miss Hassett pay this $3,000 for a lawyer that you needed to keep you out of jail because you didn't pay child support?
Because I actually had an agreement with my attorney on payment plans.
So why didn't you pay her? She has to pay $148 a month. How much were you supposed? If you were supposed to pay your lawyer a payment plan, how much were you supposed to pay your lawyer a month?
It was going to be $100 a week.
$100 a week, which is $400 a month.
Yes.
Well, this was only $148 a month. Why didn't you pay her?
She was paid, Your Honor.
How?
By cash. No,
that's not what you say here. I have your answer. And when you had time to write this answer, you had time to reflect. So don't give me a lot of baloney. The only thing that you say here is that you gave her a $2,800 settlement check. It's the only thing that you say that you gave her. Am I correct? That's what you say here. And you say there was money back and forth. But as far as this $3,000 is concerned, what you say, Mr. Siegert, self to pay the lawyer, I never asked her.
She did. That's exactly how it went. She was being...
I'm his mother. I would suggest you be quiet. So far, you haven't done a good job.
But, Your Honor, I...
Got it? Yeah. And I would keep the relationship to myself, especially today.
Your Honor, I did not ask her to go get the $3,000.
What I'm asking you, sir, is if you had an arrangement with the lawyer to give him $100 a week,
yes,
which is $400 a month, and she laid it out, why didn't you give her the $400 a month until the $3,000 was paid off?
It was paid off, Your Honor.
Tell me how. That's what I'm listening.
By a settlement check. I was getting at it.
Well, then
I
get
got
there.
It. I received it in January 7th.
Settlement check for what?
I was fired for wrongful reasons.
Did you receive that $2,800 check?
No, ma'am.
Just show me proof.
I have no proof, Your Honor. Due to the fact that she entered my house a while back and took all my receipts and contracts
Mr. Siegert,
for that.
Mr. Siegert, I believe you this much, sir. Because all you have to do is call whoever sent you the settlement check. Get a copy of it, because if she endorsed it, they would have gotten it back, right?
I have a copy of...
Show me.
Of the settlement at my house.
Just a second. You have a copy of the settlement at your house. Where did you think you were coming today? To the beach?
I didn't think it would be brought up.
Well, of course it would be brought up, sir. That's what you wrote in your answer. Why didn't you think it would be brought up?
Didn't cross my mind. I was thinking about it.
You have no mind. You owe her the $3,000. Now, let's hear your version of the events of the 31st of December when you entered her home.
I don't recollect hardly anything whatsoever because I don't drink. I don't drive.
Well, you did drive because you just told me that you returned her car to her, so you clearly drove.
Well, not personally.
What do you mean not personally?
Well, because I was paying for a vehicle that I cannot drive yet.
Look at you. I want you to look at your mother's face. Your mother is looking at you and saying, I really wish I wasn't here. Why didn't I send somebody else? Do you have other children?
Yes.
You have older children?
Yes.
Why didn't I send one of the older kids with him? Why am I subjecting myself to sitting here and having a television camera on me, listening to this child that I reared? Listen, tell me about the 31st of December.
31st of December. Yes, she did call and report that I did assault her. As I know.
Want you to tell me not what she did.
Your Honor, I honestly don't know what I did exactly on the 31st, but I know what she said I didn't do. What's that?
Because you were drinking?
No, Your Honor.
Well, if you don't know what you were doing on the 31st of December, either you were drinking or drugging or something.
Either I was working or sleeping. That was my life, Your Honor. I was on parole. That's what my life is now. I don't do anything that she says I do. Drink, drive, commit crimes, all that stuff. I've made my mistake, and I pay for it.
Not yet.
Obviously.
How many grandchildren does your mother have?
She has one, Your Honor.
Does she see that one grandchild?
Sorry, I apologize. She has three. One from me and two from my sister.
You don't have to bend down. We can hear you. Does she see the grandchild that is your child?
No.
Is that her choice, your choice, or the child's choice?
Neither. The mother's choice. That's why I'm in a battle.
Maybe you wouldn't be in such a battle if you paid your child support.
It's being paid, Your Honor.
Well, people usually don't go on an eating hiatus, Mr. Siegert.
Right.
Including children. They have to eat regularly. They have to be clothed regularly. So the fact that you went on a child support hiatus doesn't necessarily endear you to the mother of your child.
Your Honor, I'm not saying that I didn't. Well, I didn't pay the child support. I'm not saying I didn't have her. I had her. She got her money, but it wasn't recorded. That's what I'm saying. Now it's legal through the courts, and they didn't adjust anything, and that's why it's being adjusted from what I did already pay.
Listen, Miss Hassett, you weren't together with him very long, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you.
I made a mistake.
You made a mistake?
A big one.
Okay. So right now what you're really out is $3,000. You have no difference in your rent, even though you say that he promised to pay you rent. He lived with you 3 months. You still living in the same condo?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a roommate?
No, ma'am.
Right. So your primary problem is that you are stuck with this $3,000 loan that you took out to pay for his lawyer, and that he's responsible to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all. Step back.
I found him when he was in a hard time of his life. I tried to help him out.
It's trying to keep me around by buying stuff, obviously.
He wanted to see his daughter.
It was nice, consider stuff. I mean, I'm not complaining about it.
I just told him you can't buy love.
I don't know what goes through her mind anymore.
I am who I am.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Trammell versus Moore Barclay. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Christopher Trammell is suing his stepfather-in-law, Orlando Moore, and his son, 16-year-old Kendall Barclay, for the cost to fix his Chevy Blazer.
Mr. Trammell, I assume it's this young man who is your wife's half-brother?
Yes.
And you're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, this young man, whose name is?
Kendall.
Kendall came for a visit.
Yes.
Visiting his sister, and you opened your house and said, sure, he can stay with us. It was during a holiday period?
Well, the February recess.
And while he was there, without your permission, he took your car and he crashed it.
Yes.
You want his father to be responsible for the damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And his father said, you know that he's nothing but trouble and that you should have watched him more carefully.
Well.
That's his defense. Why don't you sit down for a moment, sir? I'll get to you in a minute. Kendall! Move over. Are your hands in your pockets?
No.
Perfect. How old are you?
16.
Do I make you nervous?
No.
It's unfortunate. I will try to change that. Why would your father say that you're trouble?
I am.
What do you mean you are?
Sometimes I make trouble.
You make trouble at home?
No.
Where?
On the streets.
But you've never been in trouble with the police?
No.
You're lucky. Now, why did you decide to go to visit your sister?
Because I wanted to spend time with my nephews.
I don't understand you when you're mumbling. Make believe you're outside talking to your friends.
I wanted to spend time with my nieces and nephews.
That's a good thing. How did you get there?
Chris picked me up.
Your sister's husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
No.
Yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
What does that mean to you when you don't have a driver's license?
Can't drive.
Tell me about when you took his car.
Well, they were sleeping when I took their
They
car.
were sleeping, so it was late at night.
Yes.
Where were you going?
I wanted to ride up to Wegmans.
I don't understand a word you said.
I wanted to ride to Wegmans.
Wanted to ride to Wegmans. And where did you get the keys from?
They're in the entertainment system.
So you stole the keys?
Yes.
And you stole the car?
Yes.
And what happened?
I drove up to Wegmans. I came back.
I don't hear you.
I drove up to Wegmans and then I came back. I was going to park the car because my brother, he parks in a certain spot.
I don't hear you.
I drove the car to Wegmans and I came back. And then I wanted to get in the driveway. So I was parked in the wrong spot, so I had to move it. I went and moved the car and then I took off. And then I hit the next door neighbor's house.
You hit the next door neighbor's house?
Yes.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. The cops came. So then they asked me a few questions and I answered them.
Now you can stand up. Does your son go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have a job?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
He is currently looking for employment.
Well, when was the last time he had employment?
He is 16 years old. There's only very few jobs in Rochester for a 16-year-old to do.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Who do you think is responsible for him?
To be honest, when Christopher came to my address and picked Kendall up, I figured he'd assume full responsibility.
Yes, he wasn't supposed to see that anything happened to him, but let's say that your son, while he was visiting with his sister and her husband, committed a burglary. Would that have been his fault?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, 16-year-old boy who's almost as big as his father knows the difference between right and wrong, and one way or another, sir, you have to teach him a lesson. And what lesson is he learning here? He wasn't arrested.
No.
So there were no repercussions from the justice system, right?
As far as I know,
what
yes.
lesson do you think this whole process is teaching your son?
I think he's pretty much learned his lesson. That
Why? What has he had to do as a result of this?
He's gotten most of his privileges taken
What
away.
privileges did he have taken away?
No computer, no...
No computer. What else?
He has his PlayStation and iPod taken away from him.
Taking away someone's iPod, sir, is not exactly punishment for destroying this man's car.
See, Kendall has an ADDH situation.
So do 40% of the children, according to statistics in this country.
Well,
they don't steal cars. They
Oh,
don't
they do.
steal cars.
They do. They do.
Yeah, so do a lot of people without ADHD steal cars. You know, don't give him an excuse, Mr. Moore. You give him an excuse for doing the wrong thing, that he's ADHD, and I guarantee you, you're going to be looking for trouble forever. Forever. ADHD has nothing to do with stealing cars. He wanted to go to a store. He took the car to go to a store. He knew he had no right to take the car to go to a store. That has nothing to do with ADHD.
Well,
that has to do with doing the wrong thing.
That's the frame of mind. That's why he takes the medication, so it keeps his mind focused off of things like this.
I have 11 grandchildren, sir. I reared and helped rear 5 children. I know all about this ADHD stuff. And I know all about parents who will make excuses for their children's bad behavior and ascribe it to a learning disability. So if that's, believe me, he was focusing on getting the keys and going to the store. Believe me. You're going to pay him, and he's going to pay you. And then there is a reaction to his action. And I guarantee you, sir, that's as good as any medication he takes.
So there's...
Any medication he takes.
So there's no responsibility on his side at all?
It would be different if he threw him the keys and said, take the car and go to the store.
I wasn't there.
He just told me what happened. He waited until they went to sleep, and then he went to the entertainment center where the keys were kept, and he took the keys. He told me that. Not him. You make excuses for him, sir. You're going to find yourself before a judge much more frequently than the one time you're going to appear before me. And you give him the excuse of having ADHD for excuse for bad behavior, you are committing a terrible,
excuse.
It's an excuse. One thing had nothing to do with the other with regard to his taking that truck that day. And if you give him an excuse, you are parentally doing him a terrible disservice. I, however, am doing him a service. Because unless you want to be out $4,500 yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to have him get a job, and every penny that he earns he's going to give you until the $4,500 is paid off. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500.
Yeah, I think that he should have been watched a little more.
I didn't think I had to be up 24 hours to watch him.
In the future, I don't think he'll be going over to his sisters.
He knows when I told him to go to bed, he knows that he should have been in the bed.
Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Karbolinski, this gentleman used to be your boyfriend. You lived together for a period of time. It is your claim that while drunk, he drove your car and crashed it.
That is
and
true.
also endangered your child, who he took with him. Mr. Heckroth says it was you who drove the car, probably had a blackout and don't remember, crashed the car, and are now blaming it on him. How long did you live together?
About 4.5 months.
In your home or his home?
Yes, in my home. I paid all the bills.
Okay. What kind of work do you do, Mr. Heckroth?
I'm a detailer at a car wash.
How long have you been detailing cars?
Since January.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Prior to January, Mr. Heckroth, when you started detailing cars, what were you doing? It's not an answer.
I can't remember.
Well, it's not so long ago. Do you suffer from any debilitating disease?
No.
Then what were you doing prior to January?
I did nothing.
What do you want to be when you grow up, Mr. Heckroth?
Actually, there's a couple things. A correctional facility guard or an animal cop for Houston or Detroit.
And what are you doing to further that career goal?
I have every GED book there is, and I study on my time off.
So you have to get your GED first?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Karbolinski, tell me when this incident happened with your car.
This happened about March 12th.
Now tell me what happened on or about March 12th with your car.
Well, Matthew had some friends over, and they were sitting in the living room. I told him I was going to bed about 10 o'clock.
What were the names of his friends who were over?
Jenny and Lance.
Okay, go ahead.
And I told him that I was going to sleep because I take sleeping pills for insomnia. So I took a sleeping pill, went to bed. My son was in his room playing video games. I woke up the next morning and saw that my car was smashed. I walked in the house and asked him what had happened. And he hesitated for a minute and said he didn't want to tell me because I had to get up early in the morning, and he smashed the car.
That is a lie.
Don't speak. Mr. Heckroth.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I asked him how it happened. He said that he took off with my car last night with my son, which I'm very upset about because my son could have been injured.
Where did he go? Where did he tell you?
He went to drop off his friends.
Okay. Put your hand down. You'll come to your turn, Mr. Heckroth.
Okay.
I wish you were so vigorous about finding a future.
Okay, that is a...
Go ahead.
And when I woke up in the morning, I saw that my car was smashed. I asked him what had happened.
You told me that already. Okay. I have a very good memory. Heckroth doesn't have a good memory, but I have a good memory. Okay, so...
And that's about what happened.
Can I see pictures of the car, please?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Heckroth, what are the last names of these two people, Jenny and Lance?
The last name of Lance is Quintel. He's my cousin.
And Jenny?
And Jenny is her friend, so that's a lie, Your Honor. She was there that night, too, but it was her friend.
Okay.
And I would never drive with a kid in the car. That's absurd. Okay.
Now, Lance was your friend?
My cousin, yes.
Your cousin. And how did he get to your house?
He,
Look at me.
Yes.
What's his telephone number?
989-04.
So he walked to your house from where?
I don't know where he came from. He lived down the road, or I'm not sure how he got there. But he stayed the night that night.
And where did he stay when he stayed the night?
On the couch.
So he was there in the morning?
Right.
Does he work?
No. He just had surgery on his arm.
What kind of surgery did he have on his arm?
I'm not sure. He had a broken arm. It required a rod put in.
Oh, so he can't drive?
No, he can't.
So he walked from somewhere down the road?
Yes.
Do you know where his cousin lives somewhere down the road? Just answer my question.
He lives all over.
He lives all over. What does that mean?
He is like Matthew.
Sort of falls down wherever he can.
Yep.
Now, Jenny, he says Jenny is your friend.
We were friends, but she pulled a lot of stunts with different people, and I don't care to talk to her anymore. She did come over that night, and her and Lance both went home that night because I told Matthew I didn't want anybody in my house after I went to bed.
So Jenny was your friend?
She was my friend at the time, yes.
Does she have a cell phone?
No, she does not have a cell phone. She has a home phone.
What's the home phone number?
1-989-6.
Okay. Now, Mr. Heckroth, now you're going to tell me your version of these events.
Okay. I had to work early in the morning that night. So I went to sleep while Melissa, her friend Jennifer, and my cousin partied while her son was in the room. But I was laying in bed awake when she took her friend home. Lance was in the car, too. She took her friend Jennifer home, and they said they were going to the bar, but they showed up late that night, and then she woke up the next morning flipping out about her car, which I knew nothing about because I had to be to work that early that morning.
And both Jenny and Lance are going to corroborate the fact that Miss Karbolinski took them home. Is that right?
Yes.
When I called them?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes. That's why Jennifer was her first witness, but wouldn't come to lie for her.
Why didn't she come to testify for you?
Because I wanted to come by myself.
Why?
Because my first witness couldn't come because of surgery, so I just came by myself.
Why couldn't he come because of surgery?
He has a big rod on his arm and probably just don't feel like it. Didn't feel like coming.
But you asked him to come?
Yes.
And you asked Jenny to come?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't need Jennifer to come because she took Jennifer home in the car, so I don't know.
All right, let's go find out.
Okay.
Is this Jenny? Jenny? This is Judge Judy Scheinlin. How are you? I have a question to ask you. I'm trying a case, and I want you to think back to March 12th of this year, okay? Do you remember when you were at the Garbolinsky-Heckroth home? Okay. How did you get there that evening? You were dropped off. By whom? By Matt. Who took you home? Okay. And was Lance in the car? Were you in the car when the accident occurred? Tell me how the accident occurred. Okay. Fine. I appreciate the information. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. You gave me a wrong number, sir. Lance's number. Repeat it again.
989-204.
Wrong number.
Judge Judy confirmed Matthew Heckroth took her car without permission and wrecked it. Melissa says her 9-year-old son was a passenger in the vehicle.
Belongs to a Connie and Don.
Connie and Dennis, that is his parents that he's staying with because of his arms.
Jenny doesn't seem to remember her in the car at all, sir. Jenny only remembers you in the car. And Jenny can tell me exactly what happened with that accident. Exactly what happened with that accident.
I was not in the car. There was no accident. But if there was an accident, there would be a report or...
Not if you were drunk. And not if you were in an accident with a truck. And according to Jenny, the truck driver said no big deal for the truck, and you were just as happy just to drive away because as far as you were concerned, she was driving. Ugh. How old are you?
I am 28, going to be 29 in June.
A, he's too young for you. B, he's too stupid for you. C, you've already clearly made one mistake because you have a 9-year-old child, so that was a relationship that was a mistake, right?
Yes.
You're going to pick somebody else to live with, pick somebody who has a future, who has a life,
somebody that can help
who's
you run.
mature, who's not a baby, and who most of all is not a liar. Now, can I see the estimates on the car, please?
There's 2 different ones there, Your Honor.
Can I say something, please, Your Honor?
Yes.
The pictures are from when she crashed her car. They're not even the right date of the accident.
Oh, well, why don't you tell me what the right date of the accident is?
I have no idea. Because I
For
wasn't
the
driving.
plaintiff for the amount of $2,108. That's all. Step out.
Please excuse me. Step out.
They went to the bar after being at the house.
I have a restricted license. I can't drive after 9 p.m.
She really didn't care because she drove the car in the first place.
Obviously, somebody had to drive my car to get in the accident, and it wasn't me.
It's fine.
All parties in the matter of Saucedo versus Trejo. Step forward.
22-year-old Leonardo Saucedo is suing his former roommate, 23-year-old Jessica Trejo, for breaking their apartment lease.
Mr. Saucedo, this young lady was a friend of yours, and you decided to rent an apartment together.
That's correct.
You signed a 1-year lease. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, from what I gather. You moved in. Shortly after you moved in, she moved out.
4 months later, yes.
And you were able to terminate the lease early, but it cost you several $1,000s, and you believe that because she moved out without any good cause, that she should be responsible for the early termination fees on the lease.
That's correct.
I've tried to find the defense that is in Ms. Trejo's answer, and the best I can figure out is you were playing your radio too loud.
No, that's not true.
I don't know what her defense is. When did you move into this apartment, Mr. Saucedo?
We moved there September 2006.
And how long had you known the defendant before you decided to be roommates?
About a year. I had met her on MySpace.
You didn't have a romantic relationship?
We did prior to moving in. We were talking, kind of dating, but we ended that before we moved in because we didn't want to have conflict with each other.
And did that work out okay?
There was one occasion. Something happened, but that's it.
Everything else was...
Everything else
She
was perfect.
stayed in her room and you stayed in yours?
Exactly, yes. No problems. We both...
When did you move out?
February 2007.
Why?
Because I felt like I was not in a good environment, because he would have his music all loud. I would work 13 hours a day, 6 days out of the week, and my job is very serious.
What kind of job do you have?
I'm a laboratory technician.
Yeah?
And pretty much I have to get my sleep in order for me to do my bone marrow slides and whatever I do. And he would bring girls over to the house, always playing the music loud. And I could never get my sleep. I would come home 11 o'clock at night from work, and I would shut my door, try to go to sleep. I couldn't. There was always things slamming doors, slamming cabinets, and there was no way of me getting my sleep.
That's not true.
I would be going to sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning.
So that's your defense. Your defense was that he played the music too loud.
Not only that, Your Honor.
Well, then get to something more meaningful, madam.
Okay. Another thing was we did have a sexual relation while we were living together. We did. And another thing was he owed a lot of money to me before we moved in, and like the money that he owed me and like the music and all that he was always playing. And not only that, but the foul language and the sex he was having with other girls. And I would always bring my friends over, which it was a 14-year-old daughter from my best friends.
Yeah.
And they would come over and come and visit me. And when they would come and visit me, it was at the wrong time to the point that he would be having sex and the 14-year-old girl would be listening to that.
It's not true.
I'm still waiting for a legal reason for you moving out and breaking your lease.
Because it was not an environment for me to be in.
Should have thought of that before you signed the lease.
He was not like that the way we were.
He was always like, he's a psychopath. He's got bipolar disorder. He's 2 different personalities. You know him for a year. This is who he is.
Yes, but before that, when we moved in together, he was not the way he was before. It was a whole totally different person.
So what you do is, since you work 12 hours a day, you say, listen, I'm going to stay in this apartment. You leave. I'll take over the lease. But I'm not happy with living with you here. You just don't leave.
I did tell him that. I gave him my 30-day notice.
You can't give him 30-day notice. You have a 1-year lease. How could you give him 30-day notice? Tell him I'm leaving. Goodbye. I'm giving you 30 days.
I did give him a 30-day notice. Plus, not only that, but I just felt like I couldn't be in the apartment anymore. It was affecting with my job.
So I just told you what you should have done. You should have said to him, I think you have to move out because we're not getting along.
I told him that we needed to move out.
Not we.
And
not we. He.
Okay, well, I did not want it to be there no longer either.
Why? No,
I was going to pay whatever was the rest on the lease.
Yes.
Okay? Now, he decided not to leave from there because he didn't want to live with his grandparents anymore.
You're double talking, Mr. Trejo. You're double talking.
He did not want to live with his grandparents.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you. Why didn't you say to him, I can't stand your music. I can't stand your social life. Please, you move out and I'll stay in the apartment. Or you stay in the apartment, I'll move out. If you can't get another roommate, I'll pay the rent or the early termination fees.
We did have a communication in that. And sometimes I wouldn't be able to have a communication with him because of my overtime and the hours I was working. So I would leave.